Coming up on this episode of The Brain Drain Show.
And I'm on landline in workshop. Mark who? Mark Gonzales, don't make me say it. Yeah, I'm in Lyon, do you want to come over? And I'm like, I'm in England, you're in France. Well, 93, I got on flip. Jason Lee was skating, and he sat me down, he's like, how would you like to ride for Stereo? Yeah, you need to come and ride for Plan B, dude. So they're like taking it in turns, trying to get me to ride for Plan B. I could hear Danny in the background going, that. You had Phelps, I mean, you were so anti-flip. Cover a Thrasher, blunt side, up ride out, you're doing it. He just loved that being in the council house. He's never seen out like it, taking him down local boozer with lads. As I said to Danny, if you ever come up with anything not to do with your board sponsor, I'd be honoured to ride for you. That's our route for DC and draws. You need to get me a work visa. But it wasn't up to Jason, it was up to the heads of Deluxe. You can't say you're a professional skateboarder because I haven't got a visa. On the way back, that's when they got me. Put me in an interrogation room, you're getting deported. First phone call I made were to Jeff Clinton, I told you, now I'm started bringing boards out with Free Carl Shipman. Free Carl Shipman, I said, I'm here because of you. Trying to be funny, I'm just in no mood. Do you know you? And like bars past me and then goes for his van. I'm like, where are you going? Just hit his van and his back window's just gone. So I went upstairs, got a queue. I snapped it. I said, right, who wants it? I think the most I was on was at 98 grand. I remember first meeting Kelch. I was like, where you from? I just remember saying to him, why the do you want to know? Some spots you're let down by. So I went to Carlsbad Gap and it was just so underwhelming. Some of the anti-hero guys being dodgiest crack houses. And I could see Josh in the background. I says, we look like a 10-year-old fucking boy. Get your kid him. Don't be a I've been Carl Shipman.
All right, good evening and welcome to a great episode of The Brain Drain Show. I'm joined to my left by one of my greatest friends of all time,
Toby
Richmond Bachelor.
It's not fucking
because he's got
Richmond.
little Richmond fingers. But anyway, joined to our left is probably one of our top 3 most requested episodes. So a round of applause in the studio. Carl Shipman.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for making
Yeah,
the
no
travel.
worries. Pleasure to be here.
He's not even making it up. Like he was saying earlier, every time we put on there, like who do people want to see on the show? It's like Carl Shipman, Tom Penny.
Yeah, Shipman, Penny.
Who else?
Probably just Shipman and Penny.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you'll get some twat like Hawk, and it's like, come on, mate, gotta work with what we got.
I mean, Tony York is on the list of people we want to get on. But
Yeah, we've got like an assassination list downstairs of people that we just
He'll probably come over when he's got to do a lecture or something about business or, you know.
we just shit calling all the time. But we're nearly getting Bam on. Nearly.
That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it?
are you saying nearly? We probably shouldn't put this in, but like we've been speaking to his agent a bit because he's over here next month doing some kind of
Spoken
what
word
is it
talk.
like? Is it just like a?
I don't know, you get to a certain age, don't you? And everyone starts doing spoken word tours. Because they can't do skate tours anymore because they're all battered.
It's too fucked.
Bam's,
What's that, spoken word tour? What? What's that?
It's like poetry, isn't it?
Oh,
No, like he's going to be...
Here we go, this is- what is it?
He's going to be walking...
Talking from the heart.
So I'm guessing he's going to be talking about like his addiction and stuff because he's just... Yeah, he's gone a little bit.
It says live interview and audience Q&A.
Did you ever hang out with Bam? Was that kind
a
of...
long time ago. He was
Yeah.
just a kid, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was
I remember
like
his...
3 foot high,
Yeah.
doing stupid drop-ins and stuff like that.
I remember his Wheels of Fortune when he was like, he could fit inside a board box.
Yeah,
I got that on-
tiny.
I got that on
Yeah.
VHS, that. I love that.
Before we get stuck in,
Yes.
talk to us about hydrogen water.
Right, you got to tell us it like you're trying to sell
Where's
it
the
to
camera
us.
where I can press my button and it all
That's the
start
camera you're
tapping?
looking at.
So here we go.
Put it in the
Hydrogen.
microphone.
You
it
can't
making
hear it.
Can't it?
Just putting
It's too
hydrogen in.
stealth. It's putting hydrogen in.
So what's it doing?
It's putting hydrogen into the water, which is good for inflammatory, hydrates you quicker, all sorts of health benefits, as my wife would tell me. So, yeah, and drink that, absolutely feel fantastic.
So there must be something inside it which is collecting hydrogen.
Yeah,
Because unless you kept topping it up, because it's a gas, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, so has it not got a little gas canister in there?
Yeah, you got one in here, and then you've got your little, so where you could charge it up.
Nice.
Got a battery in there. And then you're all good to go. Press button, wait till it beeps. Good to drink, mate. I'll tell you now, that stuff, miracle.
Is it?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Are they expensive, them things?
No, well, it depends, doesn't it? I mean, about 23 quid.
It's very specific,
So,
precise.
yeah, I only know that 'cause my wife told me.
Yeah.
So
Have you
about-
got a big one in the kitchen?
I'm getting one.
They're good. You put it in and you press it and it goes,
Yeah.
That's the
It's not
soda
like a
stream.
soda stream, is it?
You're
You know what I
thinking
mean?
of soda
am I
stream.
thinking of the wrong
Fucking
thing?
hell.
Fucking hell.
Soda streams were good, weren't they?
Yeah,
back in the
soda
day?
streams were
I used to
awesome,
love
weren't
that.
they?
Yeah,
Imagine
they're good.
tasting that now. Coke. Oh, but it's gross, isn't it?
Don't know. I mean, I drink a load of it.
Yeah, but you have like Pepsi Max and stuff, don't
Yeah.
you? I don't
I'm not
think
allowed to drink it anymore.
Why not?
That's why I'm on that.
You've been put on a
Too
ban.
much sugar, too much caffeine.
Yeah.
No, I'm working and stuff like that. Start getting headaches, start feeling fatigued. Has reverse effect if you have too much in it.
Yeah.
So too many Red Bulls, too much sugar, caffeine. No matter how much you drink, you still feel sluggish, start to feel like shit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Dries you out. It
Yeah,
feels
it's
like
no
it gives
good for you.
Gives you a headache.
This stuff, you could drink it. You know, like when you normally drink water, you drink a couple of pints, you feel, you know,
Bit bloated.
not that.
I need to get one
It
then.
tastes light, if that makes any sense. I can't believe you're drinking that.
What?
You need to be
You
drinking
heard it here
this.
first. This water, Carl Shipman does not drink water like
So-
this.
I'm telling you,
Right,
brilliant.
give us. Here we go.
You're willing to have a taste if you want, like, but it tastes different than that.
Give us a little taste of that then.
Come on, now, have a little taste, white mouth.
So that is that just out of the tap?
No, bottled water.
Right, and then
Because even out of tap, if you put it out at tap in that, you won't taste difference because I don't know, you probably had a beer or something. But
No, I don't drink.
no, neither do I. Not anymore.
he drinks a lot of energy drinks.
There's
There's a
this,
difference.
There's a. I know what you mean by it feels light.
Light.
Do you want a little taste,
alright.
Toby? No.
No, I'm all right.
Carl Shipman's drank from this, mate. Get your lips round it.
I'm all right.
Come on, get some DNA.
I believe.
in you.
I believe you.
I know what you mean.
I'm going to
by-
get one though because I like that kind of shit.
Just, yeah. And you can buy a big one for house. I think they're about 170 quid, like, but, you know, if that's the effects, mate.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I feel a difference just for drinking it, you know, aching and stuff like that. It's good for inflammatory.
You said you're drinking loads of that, and you've had a back injury, so you've been having ice baths.
Ice baths.
So that's water's your thing now.
Water's my thing, mate. Got gills.
There you go. Producer Fraser's googling it.
That kind of tastes a bit metallic-y now after having that.
Come on, let's have a look. Here,
There we go.
40 quid for two.
for two.
Right,
That's
let's
good.
get-
You always get a cheaper deal, don't you, when you buy two?
That looks like exactly the same as what you've got there.
Let's get some ordered then. Whack in an order for us.
What does it say it does?
It'll say something mental like hydrates.
Yeah.
It does hydrate you quicker.
Yeah.
That's one of the benefits.
Did you ever carry around a water bottle with cucumber in it?
No.
I did that for a while. That was nice.
Did you actually though?
Did you? Really?
Yeah. Yeah. When I was in Sheffield.
Went through a mad phase of smoothies and stuff like that. Like.
Right, should we get back into it?
Shall we keep?
So now we've plugged the old.
Now we've
healthy.
covered water.
That's it. So if anyone out there wants to sponsor Shipman, hit him up with all of your water.
And I'll put it on my
specifics.
scaffold belt when I'm scaffolding.
Yeah, so it's always on display as well. So if you've got logos, he's your man.
Is that what you're doing now, scaffolding?
Yeah, I've been doing it for years now.
My dad's cousins, they were in the scaffold business down south, quite well known for it.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff that. We'll go back.
Let's
talk
dive
about
in.
it after.
Let's get
Right.
into it. So
When did you first start skating?
take
About
us
12-year-old.
Right.
First started skating, me and my brother.
Yep,
He
Lee.
was a
Lee.
bit older than me, like, so he was about, what is it now? 5 years older than what I am.
I seen a video come up on Instagram recently of a BMXer and it said filmed by Lee Shipman. And the comments are like, by any coincidence, is this Carl Shipman's brother? Because this BMXer was from Worksop as well.
Sean Allison.
Yeah, he's riding a BMX with big white rims on it.
Bet it
And
was
he's
Sean
doing like little
Allison.
freestyle stuff on.
Man's a legend in Worksop.
But that's it. So I saw that yesterday and I was like, Shipman's definitely turning up. The stars are aligning here.
When you started skating, was your brother already skating, or were you? Did you
Pretty much started together.
yeah,
Just
that's
a
like me
little
and my
fad
brother. We
and,
just got into
you know
it.
what I
and-
mean? And Dad goes aboard, and we used to buy these little lad called Foxy, lived right at the corner. Used to get these little fibre flex boards.
Yeah.
So I used to buy them, and then just started from there. You know what I mean? Cruising round hills on them, and then doing a few catamarans. You know, you used to sit across and stuff like that. So it was good, yeah.
Yeah, rad. And that was in Worksop as
And
well.
that were in Worksop, yeah. So not much to skate round here, just probably B&Q car park. And,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? The curbs.
I was going to say, is that the spot? It showed up in. Was it in the mags as well? Because Baines
Yeah, in
had
mags,
photos
yeah.
from those curbs,
I had
didn't
a
he?
rad
And-
cover there as well.
yeah,
Ollie and Barry and
that's it. I remember that. Yeah, with the real blue sky.
Yeah, and a pair of Adidas on. Just
Yeah.
got a bollocking for that, you know.
Who were you riding for shoe-wise at that point?
I think it Retney's.
And
Mickey
you
Reyes
had
at
the
that
cover
time.
with wearing
And I
Adidas.
had,
But I think
That's what pro
Adidas on.
skaters do nowadays still. Like
What's
just,
that?
just
Just wear
wearing
whatever they
stuff,
want?
riding stuff that's not from their sponsors. It seems
seen
like
a
the thing
thing
to
of-
do now.
because I think I read somewhere someone said, "How come you was wearing Adidas and you had a blank board?" And you were like, "Well, if I do it on the day and that's what I'm wearing, I'm going to do it on the day.
Well, that's it.
I don't care."
No, I've never really cared about it, to be fair.
Yeah,
Don't mean that disrespectful to any sponsors. Like, it's a play, it's an honour.
yeah,
To be sponsored in any way, shape, or form skateboarding
Yeah.
is an honour, whether it's a flow, anything like that. God, you know what I mean? But at the time, I don't even think I was purposely out skating that day. It was just Andy was
just
coming
happened.
through Horsley and then said, "Do you want to skate?" I said, "Yeah." And I just
How long had you been on Etnies for at the time?
Well, I was on Stereo at time, so probably a year or two.
Yeah.
Probably a year or two, something like that.
See why you probably got a bollocking for it.
Yeah,
then.
And I felt bad because Don Brown. I like Don Brown. Like,
Yeah, Don Brown's sick.
he's a legend, isn't he?
He's a good lad.
Did nobody think to Photoshop it?
No, not what back then.
Yeah, Photoshop was around then, wasn't
Probably
it?
just cut a pair of trainers out of the catalog one day and just took them on or something like that. You know what I mean? But
It does seem quite a lot of people do that now. I mean, we notice it, don't we? There's a lot of people who ride for certain brands and they're obviously not riding their shit.
I watched one clip and it were Tyshawn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was doing like a kickflip over this rail into his crazy bank and he's got Tim's on.
Nolly Heel.
Right, well,
Nolly
let me
Hill.
tell you a story
Nolly
about
Nolly Heel
Tim's on,
in the
isn't it?
Timberland
Let-
Versace.
Let me tell you a story about Tyshawn. So I went to Paris for the Adidas buying meeting.
Right.
He was there. It turns up, bearing in mind it's all the key accounts from Europe showing the new shit, launching his second pro shoe, which is, I don't even think it's come out yet. He turns up in Timberlands
Joking.
and they were like, what the fuck is this? They like pulled him away, took him to the Adidas shop and kitted him out. But like everyone there was like, what is
If you're
this?
doing it on that scale,
Yeah,
it's a big
and it was
kick
like,
in the bollock.
Yeah.
all the buyers were like, "What's going on here?" Like this, Anyway, but he's a nice dude.
That's,
quite
that's
funny.
another level. I mean, he's amazing. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's unreal.
Do you?
He's just something else.
He's a nice lad. Like I've had the
yeah.
chance of meeting him briefly in New York, and he was shy or ignored me.
Did he?
But yeah, but
sure he did.
Yeah, because they were with a crew. They were probably filming something, and I was there like filming on a video job.
Yeah.
And I like said hello to her. He not necessarily ignored, but they were in a rush.
Right.
But they went and Tyshawn stopped for like 5-10 minutes and just like, "What are you doing?" Blah blah blah. And I was like,
Maybe he didn't see you. Or
I was
something.
like, I know it doesn't look like I'm a skater right now because I'm filming some bird on the side of the road, like playing with the hair and stuff. But I was like, yeah, from England, like no Shire and those guys, and
and Shia Blanky.
yeah, and,
Wow.
But that was it. Yeah, nice enough lad.
Yeah.
Fucking good skateboarder as well, doing a nollie heel over a rail.
Yeah, I
onto a
mean,
bank.
that
in
guy's-
Timberlands.
Effortless.
He's
in
got mad
Timberlands.
pop, hasn't he?
Mad
He's unreal. I've got written down here in the notes. Did you get this question in there?
I don't know.
I've got two names written down here: Piggy and Smiggy.
Piggy and Smiggy. Yeah,
What-
they were
yeah,
like my
but
mates.
but we can't remember where
can't-
that question came from.
Yeah, somebody's said ask him about this, obviously, but I can't remember
Asking
who it was
about
now.
Piggy and Smiggy and
Who are they like? Workshop
early
boys.
crew.
a couple of years younger than what I were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like just part of workshop crew sort of thing.
I'm going to say about Workshop crew who was in it.
Well, you had sort of me, Ali, like Piggy Smiggy, and then
Shout out Piggy Smiggy.
and then Bainesy when he was young, he came
Yeah.
along, didn't he, when he was a kid? But that was quite
Yeah.
a few years after, like just crazy little mad tech kid.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Oh, he was unreal.
Yeah.
Still is unreal.
Yeah, unreal.
So what makes Piggy and Smiggy stand out so well that someone would specifically ask? Unless they it couldn't have been Simpson or someone, could it? Because Simpson's been
I think he
knocking
might have been
around.
actually. No, you said
And
that.
I've
Maybe
been-
it was Simpson. But I
Two
don't. I
old,
can't remember.
two sides of coin. Piggy were a bit leery.
Yeah.
Smiggy were very conservative and like together.
Yeah.
So, but we all, skateboarding is one of them things, isn't it? You could have there could be whatever, but skateboarding you got it in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just literally get on no matter what. I mean, we have some guys who went down here out of skateboarding. You probably just wouldn't, they wouldn't have out to do with me, or I wouldn't have out to do with them.
You can
never
meet
know.
some of the
But
gnarliest
skateboarding just
people.
Gets you know what I mean, together, don't
You
it?
kind of get like you can
Well-
meet some of the gnarliest people in skating, but because you've got that in common, you've kind of got a pass.
Yeah.
But you know that they've got a gnarly lifestyle outside of skateboarding.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you
yeah, I
skate, you
mean-
don't get fucked with.
I knew one kid, Benny, and he was from Waff Pondern near Barnsley.
Yeah.
And he was just temper, mental. I mean, I didn't have best tempers like, but he was mental,
Yeah.
proper mental. And he didn't think twice about fighting and always fighting.
He wasn't the guy who used to ollie off roofs and stuff.
No,
Because there was when I lived in Barnsley for a few years, like late 90s.
there was him, there was Benny,
Especially
and his
around
brother
Barnsley.
Bobby.
Can't remember who the guy's name, but there's this car
There was
park.
Cookie as well. who was
Yeah,
from,
I
like,
never
Barnsley, bless
met
him.
Cookie, but he was
Yeah,
around
he
then,
was-
like
yeah.
a little bit. But there was this Carpet World, shout out Carpet World in Barnsley. That was like the curb spot. But there was a multi-story car park that backed up to it, and it was made. I mean, I remember, it's probably 4 stories high, and on the 4th story they had these, like, I guess they were to stop people jumping off. It was like brackets sticking out maybe that much, and it had like corrugated metal, like mesh metal. And this guy, who is probably not the same guy, he climbed over 4 stories up, dropped in on it, rolled along. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, if he fucks that up, he is falling
He's
4
dead,
stories.
isn't
He's
he?
dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
I can't think who that'd be like.
But he was a nutter, and he would always jump off everything. And he was
just a nutter off a skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just a nutter like that. I mean, last day, I mean, my brother, he still talks to him, like, so he does triathlons and all that kind of stuff, like.
Yeah, your brother does a lot of
does
running
Ironmans
stuff,
and
doesn't
all
he?
that
Yeah.
shit, like, and but before that, he were in prison for quite a long time, like.
Yeah.
Have you got your
Just
brother on the
being
water?
something and senseless.
Being
No,
a
I
runner?
haven't seen him for about a month now.
Yeah.
But if I get him on that, mate, I'll be all over it.
Oh, so that's a
Fitness,
fairly
like.
new thing then?
That's
within
a
the
new
last
thing, mate.
Within
that.
the last month?
Yeah, easy. That's
We need to
a
get
new
on
thing.
this.
That's a new thing. Always
Yeah.
looking for something new. To give me a bit of rest to get out in the morning, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need it, don't you?
Bloody do that.
When you were growing up skating, because you skated vert and stuff, didn't you? With like
Yeah,
Chris
for-
Hudson.
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
You rode
Hudson's
for
ramp.
Vision as well
Yeah,
back in
Vision,
the day.
yeah, yeah.
How did that all come about? Well, like, what ramps were around here at that point?
Well, it came about where
Because we talked to a lot of people down south that had ramps.
Yeah.
So what was up north?
Hudson's ramp,
Yeah.
they were an amazing ramp. They were in their garden in Retford.
Yeah.
Just perfect vert ramp. But it were made for BMXers, you see, because there were Mick, John James, they all rode BMX. And then Chris, he were skateboarder, like. So
Yeah.
I got to know just by going over to Retford skating and Newton ramp, just started skating vert, like. You know, about, I don't know, 14, 15, something like that. And then just got with Vision and stuff like that from there.
Yeah.
So a guy called Peter Hawkins who I remember his name now, yeah, Peter Hawkins, he used to just, so we went on tour with like Kevin Stab and Chris Gentry,
Oh, rad.
Yeah.
Bo Akida.
Yeah.
If you know anything about him, so
Yeah.
fucking dope. So good on a skateboard. Style-wise, leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Didn't he end up getting on Alien Workshop? Didn't he go from Vision's GNS to Alien Workshop?
Maybe. I didn't follow him after
I might
that,
be
but
wrong, but
all I remember is when I was skating with him, we were skating this mini ramp and it was just, I was just like, fuck, wish I could skate like that.
yeah. That's
No,
funny,
I-
isn't it? Stuff in skating, like the way some people do things.
Yeah.
Is like, it doesn't matter what they're doing, it's the way they're doing
It's
it.
the way to do it.
Yeah.
It's I mean, quantity. I mean, if you just want to learn basic skateboard tricks and you're not bothered about what your position's like, or you just pretty much can learn most tricks.
Yeah.
Just, land on it, primo, slip it, whatever.
But doing them with style.
But
is a
one
completely
guy,
different ball
if
game.
you see one guy and he's just got that, and he was doing, at the time, like 2 foot out to nose blunt.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking, God, when would it be now? 90, something
Yeah.
like that. We were talking a long time
Yeah.
ago. And he was doing the fast disasters, just style. Feet really back, doing 5-0s, like just
Yeah.
style.
Just
And
sat
just
on it.
dressed dope, you know what I mean? Just look good. Then you got Kevin Stab with like pink handkerchiefs hanging off him a bit. And,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
multicoloured.
Yeah, multicoloured bandanas on, just slashing mini round.
Yeah.
Sick though. You know
I
what
mean, he hasn't changed a bit,
No.
has he? I mean, he's
but
still the
sick
same.
to see it that time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 'Cause I'm one of them. Like if you're into skateboarding in any way, shape, or form, you're in it for the right reasons, aren't you?
We should probably let the listeners know about the Patreon that we're starting. Do you want to give them some information about that?
Yes, I will. So from as little as £2 a month, you can become a Patreon member and get access to uncensored, uncut episodes, behind the scenes shiz, bonus OG episodes. What does that mean, Forde?
Like the episodes that we used to do, where it was just me and Toby doing reviews, fan mail, and anything else in between. And Toby's favourite, Stinker of the Week.
Stinker of the Week is back, but only on Patreon episodes. You will also get outtakes, early access to new merch when it launches, general skate nerdery, and much, 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 much more.
Make sure you check out all the information in the description, follow the links, make sure you subscribe, become a member, and enjoy the rest of the episode. How did the Vision thing come about?
It come about because...
right place, right time.
You had James and John. They were older than what I were, and they were getting Vision for BMXing because they were really good at BMXing, like really good at time.
Yeah.
And Jason Ellis as well. Not skater Jason Ellis, but another one, Jason Ellis, good BMXer. And they were sponsored by like GT and Vision, and then obviously Chris was skating vert, so we were getting Vision. I was skating vert, so we got Vision. It just had a knock-on effect, like, and then we ended up just doing little skate tours and going around.
Nice.
I mean, which was sick because you had them sick Vision trousers.
The joggers.
You know, back in the day with Vision that. So.
Recently they tried to come back again. There's loads of it in TK Maxx in a minute.
Yeah, you see them all in TK Maxx, don't you?
I've got a Vision Lee Ralph board downstairs as well. Oh, fucking
It's the original shape and press, isn't it?
It is, but it's modern concave. They've added concave to it because the original only had concave on the tail.
It's real flat.
Yeah. Because I accidentally ordered an OG concave and I just sold it on as soon as I got it out the box. I was like, fucking idiot. Like, what am I doing? I can't skate that.
Yeah, we got Lee Ralph there. He was sick and all. Sick.
When did you start getting photos in the mags? I know your brother had a cover, didn't he? Was that Skate Action?
Skate Action.
Skate Action mag.
Well, James Hudson, again.
Yeah.
He were doing photography for Skate Action. I think TLB were as well. Tim Leighton boys, weren't
Yeah, we need to get TLB
We want
on
to get him on there.
Sure, TLB were doing it as well. And he were doing RAD as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My memory jogs me right. So that's how that were. Obviously, James were in Retford. He were doing photography. We were in Worksop. We were close.
I mean, that helps, innit, having a photo guy near
Yeah,
you.
I mean, it's just a natural thing, like, you know. I mean, we were just skating curbs and he'd just been here. I think my brother had it was like a nose grab 1 foot. Like a bizarre trick, do you know what I mean? But he had a cover on it, like. But that were times when...
The nose grab 1 foot with his back foot off?
Yeah.
That's mental.
Like over this island thing.
What, the cover?
Yeah, sure it were.
Because usually you'd tail front foot, wouldn't you?
Sure it,
But
I'm
nose
sure it were... Yeah, it were, yeah.
He might have the
positive.
magazine
find the cover.
lingering
Yeah,
somewhere.
I've got the cover at home somewhere as well.
To be fair, like my mum, she just saves everything. Like, so
Yeah.
every now and then she'll send me a snap, you know, like a.
She's going through it all.
Yeah, just.
Well, if I need her out for the episode when it comes to editing, I'll drop you a message.
I'll drop you mum's number. She'll sort. Bless her.
Yeah, because at the time there was all those mags, weren't there? Skate Action,
Skate
Rad.
Action, and then had I think it was a RAD cover before the B&Q one. And that was in school in Worksop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like I was telling you about mate Mark, he's just got everything.
Yeah.
That stuff I never even knew existed, like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
good here, it's like, you know, oh shit, you know what I mean?
What was your first photo in an American mag?
American mag, which one were it now? I did my Transworld interview. I think that was...
Was that an article that in Transworld where it was shot in the UK? The photos were in
Yeah,
England?
it was Skin.
I think I remember.
Skin Phillips who did it.
Yeah.
That
Because
interview.
was he photo editor at the time, wasn't he? Or he was the senior photographer or something?
He's senior photographer. I think it were a bit later on he became editor. If I remember right, like he was just doing the photography stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think first one I had was my Stereo ad, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. Down, if you've been to SF.
No.
We've got Pine Street bumps, so it's one of the really steep hills and it's a bump.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not the welcome to Stereo.
No, I
one,
think
is
it were a sequence and my board were coming out at the same time. To be fair, I can't remember which was the first one. But anyway, that was first, it was sequence for my first pro board coming out in Stereo.
Well, sequence of.
Yeah.
Front side flip down. This, so the hill were like this. I mean, it were horrible. So, I mean, nowadays you see how they skate them hills, and it's just when I see them skate where we skated, I'm just like, mind blowing. You know, how they're hitting shit down, going down there.
It would have been dead.
Just crazy. But I think there were me and Keith skating it off.
Yeah.
And he 360 flipped down it, and our front side flipped down it, and mine became headlight. And then Indy had, I think, was same time.
How did you transition from Vision into? Where did you go after Vision? What did it kind of turn into?
It went from Vision. And then that kind of came to an end. I can't even remember what happened. Might have been funding, might have been something, you know, with distributing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to flip, I think.
So it would have been 93?
Yeah.
94, something like
Well,
that?
93, I got on flip.
Yeah.
And then was going to bring a pro board out.
And then you fucked off to America and got
And
Stereo.
then I went to Munster with flip.
Right.
With Jeremy and Ian and that, Tom and Jeff and that. And then I was skating the outside course at Munster.
Yeah.
It was just like this quirky little steep hip, and I was just flipping over it. I mean, I never paid any attention to who were around me. I never get tossed like, you know, just all skateboarders in my eyes. Like,
Yeah.
just whatever. And then Jason Lee was skating round as well and Doon. And then they sat down and I was just doing this for me and my brother out there. And then I think Jason come over to my brother like, who's that guy? You know what I mean? He's like, oh, it's my brother, Sir Carl, that. So
It's our lad.
And then Jason come over to me, you know, nice to meet you. And he's like, do you mind doing that again? I said, I'd never ask it on you, you know, to do another, you know, do a trick, but would you mind?
There must have been a little like,
So
that's fucking Jason Lee.
but at that time I was trying to hook mine up high. That's what I always like to do.
Or he did front side.
Yeah, like,
flips,
so it was front side over an hip, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, and it had a transition, so.
Because I've seen it quoted that one of the highest front side flips I'd ever seen in an interview somewhere that I read this week as well. Someone said it about you, so.
Yeah, hang on, that's a compliment. So about this side, but obviously you got a little transition, you're flying over it like, so I did one and he sat me down and he's like, how would you like to ride for Stereo, you know?
Just that quick?
Yeah, just that quick. Have you ever thought about coming to the States? And I said, no. Not even crossed my mind, like, to be honest. But I said, I have actually come out here with another company. But bear in mind, I was like early 17, bit naive and just didn't really give a shit. I just wanted to skate.
Yeah.
So,
And that was with Flip, you said.
yeah, and then at first time, he asked me, I was just like, I'm not sure. Which Jason Lee's asking me to ride for that.
So you knew it was Jason Lee?
Yeah, I
when
knew
you
it was
came-
Jason
yeah.
Lee, of course, like video days, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And doing rubbish sheep, you know, I just knew. And they were just really nice, pleasant guys to talk to, you know what I mean? So not like, some at pros were, they're like, back then,
Dicks, weren't
early
they?
90s, yeah, big egos.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I always remember, so then I skated the contest, and I think I qualified third at Munster, which fucking...
Yeah, that was the comp back in the
Yeah,
day.
it's like
What
that
year is
was
this
the
then?
comp.
93?
93, I'm sure it was third or fourth qualified. Anyway, qualified top 10.
It would have been around 93 because Dossett was talking about Munster
Yeah.
comps
So
in
then these
93.
people, like these other pros, are like, "Fucking who's this kid?" sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just at that time, anyway, I was just skating a bit different to what people were doing, like small flips, and
Yeah.
I was like trying to hook it over and just.
And at that time, there was still quite a lot of, if you weren't American, it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
who the fuck's this?
because it's like when Penny was skating and
Yeah.
Jeff, they were just like sneering so bad.
I read
Or
some of the
like-
people used to spit on Penny.
Yeah,
at
I
one
mean,
point.
he got it pretty bad off at pros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, he did, bless him. Because if you think he grew into the style of skateboarding that he became, so if you look at this little skinny kid, like arm up, just drove,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But what I'd seen him do on just a normal session was just like, fucking.
Yeah.
When he gets some power, that kid's going to be amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the time, we were all same age, and, you know, I don't know if Tom's same age as me, maybe a year younger or two. But anyway, at that time, we were all same age, so it's just like, you don't see it as all these pro skaters, like, you know, because like you had Danny Wade here, Colin McKay, even though these were amazing skateboarders, they're just your age, so you've just got that in common as well.
Yeah.
The skateboarding, and then I skated the contest and did this big set of stairs, and I haven't tried it, all practice, haven't tried anything. I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to do something because my run's pretty pants. So did like a frontside half cab flip down it.
Yeah.
So it was first try, never tried it, just rode away, just beaming.
Yeah.
You know, just that feeling.
Yeah.
But didn't think out about it. You know, I was stoked to land at trick. You know what I mean? It weren't about competition. It was just I was stoked to be there and just, you know, in that kind of surroundings. And then after that, Jason sat down with me again and just said, look, we really want you to come and ride for us, and we really want you to come to America. We can send you straight out. We can do this. So I went to Jeremy and I went to Ian Deacon as well, and I said, look, you know, I said, you brought me over here. I feel like shit, but I've got a bit of a chance here. to go and travel, and weren't so much about, you're going to get paid for skateboarding. 17, I didn't really give a toss. It was just about, I'm going to get to travel. And Flip were at the stage where it was just coming from kind of Deaf Box and transitioning into, I don't know. I mean, I never liked the name Flip anyway. I mean, I'll be absolutely honest. Now it's got so much relevance, but at the time it was just like Flip's. God. I even said to, I think I said Jeremy Fox once, God, Flip, really? But they were like, yeah, and they backed it. I mean, fair play to them, because what they did, they just proved me wrong. To be honest, I'll be absolutely honest. Like I had my darts, because at the time I would just, I wanted to go to America. Like I wanted to skate over in America, and I wanted to skate with people like Jason Lee. You've watched them in video days. These are the guys. You know what I mean? Style, just the way the older sensors, like just gentlemen. You know what I mean? Like people, like individuals, like artists, just eccentric.
Yeah.
Rather than we're gonna go over there and we're gonna fucking, you know what I mean? Not for me. Didn't want to be that big stair skater just trying to, do you know what I mean? Having to do like. So, and to be fair to Jeremy and Ian, they were just like, yeah.
I mean, they got to understand it. They know how.
Yeah, I mean, they were just about to print me pro board.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to go on to that, because the board that your graphic that you were going to have on Flip, did that become Rowley's board?
Rowley's board.
What was that
graphic?
What was that graphic?
They were Harlem Globetrotters.
Did they say to you at the time, like, we've got a board?
Yeah.
Did you know the board was coming out? Or
I knew the board was coming out. I didn't know when. I knew it was coming out, and it had my initials on all the blanks, CS.
Yeah.
Ready to be printed.
Did you choose your shape?
To be honest, I can't remember whether I did or not.
Yeah.
I think it was just one they were just going to chuck out there. And at the time, I was like, in the competitions and stuff, like I was getting more coverage than probably like Tom or Jeff, just because I was, I don't know, a bit, because they're both really tiny guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like small lads at the time. So I was kind of a bit taller and just going a bit more power. I hate saying, but like more.
No, but you had your power and style
trying to be a bit
it.
of a power and stuff like that. And the thing with Stereo is they embrace that side of your skating.
Yeah.
That's how they sold me on it. They weren't asking too much. They were just like, we just like the way you push, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, one of the best pushers in games telling me he likes my push. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the time, I was just like, it's Jason Lee, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're backing me, and they want. And I explained all this to Jeremy and that, and they were just. To be fair, they could have just said, just F off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go. Catch your own ferry back or do whatever. But
so was there?
They seen me get back home, and they took me back on ferry, and looked after me and just said, look, I hope it all turns out. And
yeah,
I just apologised. I said, look, I'm sorry, but this is kind of what I want to be like.
Yeah.
Because I kind of knew my own mind at that age, but not to the extent where, how do I put it, like, didn't think about upsetting people.
Mm-hmm.
All I thought
you're only
is,
17. And
it's 17.
You want to skate. You were
when you're a kid. And, I mean, how they went on with Flip, it amazed me how they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it made me so happy when they come to America and just broke out.
Yeah.
Because I never wanted to be part of that team to the extent where, on that level where they were skating. So a different level.
Because that first Flip video it's fucking insane.
Yeah, so you think on that level.
Not saying you couldn't have a part in that, because I would have loved to have seen a part in that.
The thing with me is I just like to go skating.
Yeah.
Now, to go and look at big rails and stuff like that just weren't me. But they went out there with a purpose, and that purpose paid off. And what Jeff and Tom did and Roon were just,
Yeah, it's an insane
pretty
video.
amazing.
I mean, we talked about this with Ali, didn't we? And with Pete as well. But like, that was big news at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, when they started getting the coverage in the
because you think you had Phelps.
Yeah.
So I remember him saying to me, fuck those guys, are not going to make it over in America. I mean, you were so anti-Flip. And I remember saying to him, like I said the top pros at the time when I was talking to them, I mean, because I was English at these comps, they would come to me and say, what's up with this kid?
Yeah.
Why is he pushing like this, about Tom or like really, and I says, and I remember just saying, and it was to Danny Wadis, and I said, I'm going to tell you straight, you have no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
I says, what I've seen them kids do on skateboard is just, and when they come good, I says, you'll be eating your words.
And
they all let the words.
Live there.
And they all let the words. I mean, they just went to spots, annihilated them.
I guess
we've said a lot of times that video, all UK and European dudes made a mark on an American market.
Yeah.
Like they seen it and they
what
were
video
like,
are you referring to?
the Flip Sorry video.
Yeah, no, we're talking before that. We're talking like
I know,
mid
but
'90s,
like the build
when
up and
you know, like Jeff doing the tray flip down the was it 13 on the cover of Transworld?
13, isn't it?
And
Same rail that Tom did the switchboard slide.
Yeah.
Down. Then hit that bump, just floated.
yeah.
It was something else, wasn't it? It was
it was just like, when I seen it, I was just so happy for him.
Yeah.
Because I knew the stick they were getting.
Yeah.
Not to the faces,
It's never to the face.
which sucked, you know what I mean? And, I mean, Phelps, bless him, I mean, he were a character in his own right. But at the time, all he could see is, they're not going to make it here. And I just said to him, just wait.
Did you ever have that conversation when those guys had blown up with Phelps again to say, I told you so?
No, I mean...
He's probably up there watching over us now, talking shit.
I did talk, I know, innit? Well, he were very opinionated. He'd tell you how it were.
Yeah.
Which I like people like that. Do you know what I mean? He would, like, I remember when I first went to SF and he was like, right, cover a Thrasher, blunt side, up, ride out. You're doing it.
Also, he was
so you knew you were going to get the
doing
cover.
it.
Like he instigated
And then-
that cover.
I think I talked to Bryce
Bryce Knights.
Knights before I think you were in Europe, and I was doing the frontside blunt sides on the straight rail at Radlands.
Yeah, I remember it, yeah, on the 50p.
In the comp, on the 50p one, and he's like, I've just got the spot for you for a cover.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever. Do you know what I mean? I'll go out there.
Yeah,
and I
take
think
me to
it
it.
was like within the first week of me being there that they took me to that spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Horrible spot. It's a horrible spot.
yeah.
So,
Was it high and short?
it's
as well?
horrible. So you're at the top. And the thing is, it doesn't run the same level as the stairs. So it kind of runs more mellow to what the stairs go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a bigger drop at the end.
So it's hard to get on.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, I think I filmed backside lip slide on it. And I was trying backside nose blunt slides on it, because when I tried to do backside lip slides, it kept going into nose blunt
Did
slides.
you backside lip slide coming out fakie?
No, forward.
Coming out forward?
Yeah.
Fuck, I never seen that.
Ride on, Deluxe Ride on 95.
Fuck, I'd like to see that.
I'll have to
Seen
find
one
it.
of the...
Did it have a proper wheel screech when you slid it as well?
Oh, God, it was awesome.
But it was like,
You know, when you just...
Yeah.
To be honest, it's the shittest, roughest spot.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And some of the tricks that have gone down there are just mind-blowing. Like,
yeah.
For the ledge, because it's not so long. It's not very long at all. So as soon as you get on, you're coming off. You know what I mean? So you've got to go quite fast to cover the top bit to get on the height, and then before you know it, you're sliding off it. So,
How many goes to get the front blunt?
when I took the picture, that picture on the cover's not a make.
No.
Yeah.
No, I never made that one. When we were on that session, never made it. And then they said to me, we want to run it for cover, but you got to make it. So, right, whatever, like. So I went back and did it,
Yeah.
but didn't film it.
But just so you said you've done it.
But I
mean,
just said,
that's-
yeah, I've done it. And they were like, well, I want it on film.
Did
And I was like, I'm not going back there.
Yeah, I've already
That
done
thing
it.
just,
yeah.
I'm on 42 mil wheels at the time.
On a 7.5 board.
Yeah, getting up, it's of a way start. Just
Yeah.
horrible. But I said, and I just said, because when I did the make, it weren't a very good make. And that's just being brutally honest. I sat it down. I didn't put my hands down, but then sat it down. But it was just squatting, you know what I mean? Whatever, like, I didn't mind it. We were
BA
mates,
went and
so-
did it after, didn't
Yeah,
he?
Brian Anderson. I
Yeah.
think he did it about 3 years later or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Did when you were in America, did any of the Americans struggle with your accent?
Yeah.
How did they deal with it?
They just had to get used to it, didn't
Yeah.
they? So, like, I mean, where I'm from, Worksop, you lads, you'll be saying, like, you all right, Doc, how you going?
Yeah.
Yeah, love.
Hey, up, pal, how you doing, mate? You all right,
Yeah.
shag or whatever.
Yeah, shag.
And,
up, shag.
I mean, Jason Lee, bless him, he loved it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took my wife I'll cut back to that, but I took my wife to meet him down in London. 'Cause
Yeah.
they were doing some art show down in London. and there were Benny there and Doon and Clint and all them guys. And this was when my name were ill, right? So my wife had seen that. I says, you know what? He's coming. We're going to go. So I told him we're going. And I just remember walking in and all these boards. And you limey, fucking all this. Like, limeys, because I call you limeys.
Yeah.
And he's just there with his flat cap slippers on and, you know, embraced my wife. And just a lovely bloke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What surreal for her.
What year was this?
It was when that way out east.
Just about to say, because I can remember when he re-announced Stereo, he was wearing like flat peaks and slippers, and that's all he was wearing.
Pretty much all he was wearing.
And that Way Out East video is so good. Like, I can see why you chose to go to Stereo, because I've always thought that you've got a lot of videos that make you want to skate in a lot of different ways, but the Stereo videos with the soundtracks make you just want to cruise. You know what I mean?
It was the
aesthetic of the company's always been one that I've always liked.
What encouraged me to ride for them were the lack of effort it required.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible, doesn't it? But it's the truth.
No, but like their videos were a lot more laid back. It
was the laid back style of how they
It's
just
more
portrayed
about how
their
you did it
company,
rather than what you did.
how you did it. I mean, I never had the biggest bag of tricks, never claimed to do, but I just did tricks I liked doing.
Yeah.
And that's what skateboarding was.
That's kind of what Jason Lee did as well.
Yeah, and
wasn't it?
he did the same thing, you know what I mean? But it's like when we were cruising down hills, you just see him just, Ali had fucking bushed this side down Avenue, just cruising, him and Daya, just, then
Mike
Ethan
Daya.
came on, Ethan Fowler.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Most natural skateboarder.
He had a good tray flip, didn't he, Ethan?
Yeah.
Fowler? He always did backlips as well, didn't he?
He
Backlips,
had the
back
biggest
tails.
bag of tricks you'd never see.
Yeah.
He could do anything. Switch trays, switch tray back, no sides. Switch back tails, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could do it all, but he could do it all within 5 tries. Effortless.
amazing.
Just the most. Even to this day, I don't think I've ever come across a more naturally ability on the skateboard than Ethan Fowler.
Yeah.
The stuff I seen him do were just like, I mean, he does the tray flip on over the road gap.
Yeah.
The Stereo one, first try.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he was
He's
gnarly.
Just so good.
when he was on
skateboard.
Foundation, I can't remember the video. His part in that is amazing.
That's live?
But the way he skated, he just did the things he wanted to do.
Yeah.
He never tried to over-impress.
Which is what
Yeah.
that company
But
was all
I
about.
remember we were
Stereo's
skating
about.
Union Square in SF and just these long ledges, bit lower than this. And he'd never tried it before. He said, I want to learn switch front tail slides. First one, slid it 10 foot. Second try, just popped it out, perfect.
Does it?
Just like it was nothing.
Natural.
Just supernatural.
Yeah.
Like, whichever way he skated, switch flips this side back then, just,
Yeah.
but you never see it in videos because he just thought, I'm just going to cruise.
Yeah.
When you were going out to America, were you staying in SF most of the time?
Yeah, San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah.
First off I did. I stayed in Jeff Clint's house, like the guy who passed away now, but used to ride for H Street. Yeah. And obviously he had a lot to do with him and I think it was Phelps. I can't remember it, Phelps though. Anyway, so he was big in Deluxe anyway, and I stayed at his house and then got my own place with Daya and I think it was Greg on the first one. And then it was me, Ethan and Daya.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? So I always had a place when I went there. So we had his own place. So I always had my room and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
So what were we doing 6 months over there? Coming
6
back?
months, yeah. It's just that way, for tax reasons, obviously. But that's just the way it worked, Tom.
Before we jump further in, I kind of interrupted on the London story when Jason Lee met you.
Oh,
Met
and
your
we
missus and-
met my missus and that. So basically just, we went down there and she was just obviously nervous. She just didn't. I said, listen, you'll get on like an house on fire. He's just a lovely bloke. Like.
Yeah.
He was just heckling me as I walk in, like, you lie me and all this, hiding behind people.
Yeah.
And then he just embraces it. Same old,
Was that the last time you saw him?
Yeah, in person it were, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's one of them things like people maybe watching will say, oh, Jason Lee, like. But to me, he was just a mate.
Yeah.
You get to know him as a mate.
You
Obviously,
met him at the same.
when you watch him
similar ages.
skateboarding, you're like, But you're just skating with him. Like, the thing I liked about Stereo is they would see a curb and they'd just session that curb.
Yeah.
Like, so if they were cruising that hills and seen a curb, they'd just go and session that curb. It wouldn't matter what they were doing.
Yeah.
It was just, that's what was so good about Stereo at that time. It never always stayed like that. But at the beginning, Stereo were sick as out to ride.
I love Jason. I think
Yeah,
there's
it was
that
a good
line
brand.
in A Visual Sound. Does he ollie a bump to bar, then backside flips a trash can on flat, then does a fakey tray.
It's the...
And he just looks so good doing it. He
it's
made
at
me
Wallenberg.
He made me want to buy Airwalk shoes when I saw him skating in them.
It's at Wallenberg. Where the big stairs are at Wallenberg, there's a school just before it.
Yeah.
That's at Wallenberg. And the ramp, the bump to bar you're talking about, is
Goes on quite...
this high,
Yeah.
and it's wooded slats.
Oh, okay.
So, so to even get the speed to get up there.
But he does it and flows it.
Yeah, like some videos, you don't appreciate what it is
No.
until you're there and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not hooking over that thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I could hook over some things, but I looked at it and I'm like, no, I'm not hooking over that.
But watching him do
Yeah.
fakey trays, any fakey tray on video, it's just...
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
He's got that
No,
knee style, hasn't he?
he's
Like the
just
John
got that-
Wayne style.
I mean, look at, back at video days and he's just like kickflip 5-0 to tail on bench. It's just his style, like, his backside lip slide to stop it. His backside flip up them little stairs.
That was when
he
that
just
came out.
pivots.
That blew people's minds.
Yeah.
And
And he
it
just
just
pivots.
upstairs.
And it's just the way, because he always did his backside flips where he did a proper backside flip.
Yeah.
He never did halfway and then nose,
Yeah.
and then he did a proper, like his board flip with him.
Yeah.
Like perfect, just
I-
perfect.
I like the line where he does front three down the little set and then does like little tic-tac,
Ah,
tray
yeah,
flips,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then he leans over
Yeah.
and then he saves it with a backside flip as well. That's my favourite. Like, I've got video days,
Yeah.
shrink wrapped, back at the house.
Yeah.
Anyone wants it? £2,000. I know it's probably one of the only shrink wrap ones in the world, and it's immaculate.
There's probably, I bet someone's got a box of them somewhere.
Yeah,
Somebody
some guys
doesn't
just got
realise
a
that.
basement.
Yeah,
in
They
his
don't
basement.
know what they got.
I mean,
Oh, I
if
got
I-
them from a job lot.
If I'd have kept all my stuff,
I
I mean, I think my mate Mark sold one of my boards for 500 quid
did he?
over the week.
What one you gave him?
A New Deal board. No, I didn't give him that one actually. It was a New Deal board.
Yeah.
There's just none in. You don't see them anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
There's the Three Lions one, dude. England badge, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Hanging around with Penny, we always like, because we're massive fans of Penny here.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got any
yeah.
good Penny stories? Stuff you saw go down that blew your mind? I mean, there's probably quite a lot, but
I can say just in general more trick wise with Tom.
yeah.
I mean, I always just chilled. There's no, people always have your stories outside of skateboarding. For me, it was witnessing the little things he did and just how he did them.
Yeah.
Like getting on a vert ramp. Like I was there when he first started to get on vert and he was just front side flipping, just cart coping height,
Yeah.
switch flipping. Then as he grew a bit older, like the next year, he was just...
Toby said quite frequently is one of the first at Radlands where you seen Tom flipping above coping.
No, a Pioneer at St Albans.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you a story here. I was at Radlands and I was skating with Jeff and Tom out, and there was this steep, shitty quarter pipe.
Yeah.
So it was nearly vert, about 6 foot high. And Tom was kick flipping to faker, 3 foot out.
Yeah.
This is when he weren't grown. This is
Yeah.
when he was still and just to nose.
No slaps in.
And Jeff was doing the same heel flip to nose.
They really like
And it was just...
Yeah. I mean, you did as well. I mean, I remember being at Munster. It would have been when you were on Stereo, so probably 94, 95.
95, yeah.
And like watching you do frontside flips. I think it was over the pyramid or over the hip, but you were catching them and then still going up.
Yeah.
And like it's the same when I saw Penny doing the first flip above the coping. It was like he caught it and went
And
up
then still going up, yeah.
And it was like
That was
so
always the
watching.
best.
It's like
yeah.
physics. Like
That was just the best feeling if you could do flips like
I
that.
remember you were wearing DCs and for some reason you didn't lace them up right to the front lace. I guess because you were like breaking laces or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Me and our crew were like, why is he not fucking lace his shoes up properly? He must have like endless supplies of shoes and laces. Why is he not doing it properly?
Well, there you go. Now you can ask
Yeah,
him.
but I'm one of them that I never used to change my trucks.
You just,
I'd skate shoes until they were pretty much dead
yeah.
because I just like to feel my board. And DC shoes, and I hate to say it, but they were shit. In the beginning, there was just shit.
I remember the first ones coming out. I got a pair of the Danny Ways. I mean, I don't really remember them being good or bad.
Soles fall apart.
It was just like we needed the new shit, and that's I saved up.
I mean,
and
they
got
brought
a
the
pair.
clocker out,
Yeah,
and then the boxer. And I went to, I've cut back. I went to down London. This is when I got deported, and I'll cut to that in a bit. But they flew Mike Ballard over.
yeah.
And I love to take pictures of Mike. He was just fucking star. So anyway, before I did this ad,
But they sent him over just to take photos of you.
yeah, because obviously I couldn't get back to
Yeah,
America.
so they needed.
They sent him over, and then I let him stay with my mum and dad.
Nice.
Yeah, because I just didn't have room at the time. So I said, stay with mum and dad. They're only about 500 yards across green from where I lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife, and he just loved it. He just loved that being in the council house.
Yeah.
Just never seen out like it.
Yeah.
Taking him down local boozer with lads. So just Big Mike,
Fish and chips.
American, total American, in the most rough,
British setting.
common British setting ever.
Yeah.
Now then, pal, how you doing? Are you going to move or what, pal? And he's like, getting all nervous, Carl, help, you know what I mean? I'm like, he's always saying, if you're all right, pal, if you just want to move out way, you want to get a pint, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And anyway, so they sent me over these boxers, these shoes, DCs.
Yeah.
Worst fucking shoe I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, disgusting. I told him, I said, God, this shoe's disgusting. I was just honest. So I went down London in my Gazelles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was skating in my Gazelles. And the ad was on the white wall.
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
So it was a 5-0 to tail slide.
Yeah.
Went a 5-0, it was 5-0 tail slide. And we filmed it and all. I don't know where the footage went. And so I just put the shoes on just for the picture. And then as soon as I was done, I took them off. I just chucked them in the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never going to skate in them. You know what I mean? And when I was trying to trick, it was just like my board was flipping. I was trying to get 5. I was flying face first down, walking stairs. I said to Mark, I said, look at him. You know what I mean? I'm saying to him, look at this fucking shoe. All that, the best people are riding from like Danny Way. Can't design a shoe.
See, the other side to that is I remember when that shoe came out and all of our lot, we were like, it was the Clocker and what was the other one? There was another big one, wasn't there, around that time? Can't fucking remember it now.
I remember when Lynx come out, weren't it? That was like
but
their big shoe,
we were like, they were the ones we all wanted. We didn't, I mean, Boardfield, we just, I guess, we didn't give a fuck. We were just like, we need those shoes.
I mean, how they skated in them shoes the way they did. They were horrible shoes.
What was it? The DC Clocker, there was Syntax.
Oh, yeah, Syntec one, weren't they? And then, is it Syntex or Syntec?
What's the name? That's going to bother me now. I had it before when you're talking about it.
Like I said, the Boxer, and then they did, there were so many
Was
of
it a
them.
Docker or something like that?
That was the Clocker, weren't they?
Clocker.
They did the Clocker.
Clocker.
The dog.
They might have done the Docker, to be honest. I mean, they skated like Dockers, you know what I mean? Just look at that shoe, though. It makes you want to vomit.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a tank, but we needed that shit. We were all over that. Because DC at that point was kind of like what people were really into.
Wait, hold on a minute. We need to talk about who's sponsoring this episode of The Brain Drain Show, the podcast that you're enjoying listening to right now.
Consume.
Today's sponsor is Consume Clothing. Toby, take it away.
You must consume.
Consume Clothing is from the mind of Def Skateboards bossman Nick Zorlak.
Consume.
Nick has been involved in the skateboarding industry for decades, and Consume Clothing is his new project.
Consume.
Nick's going to be working with some of his favourite photographers and artists, the first two being the very own Toby Batchelor,
Consume.
and the second one being Chris Bork.
You must consume immediately, if not sooner.
Consume Clothing is made from a high-quality organic cotton which has been ethically and responsibly sourced.
Consume.
In the first drop, you can expect hoodies, crew necks, long sleeves, t-shirts, stickers, and there's lots more to come.
Consume.
And make sure you head over to consume.official on Instagram for more information. Links are in the description. Now, Toby,
You must consume.
we're going back to the show.
Let's should we go back to the beginning of DC, or do you want to?
I was just about to say, because there is like the, how you get on DC, etc. But
I'll tell you a story about that before.
Go on then.
So when I got on Stereo, and I got back from Europe with Flip,
Yeah.
now as a Stereo rider,
Yeah.
We just had a red light call. I'd just gone home.
Did they give you boards right there before you left? They were like, here's a box.
So
of
you imagine, I mean,
so you're with the flip
team
guys.
line with a package with stereo boards in it.
How many boards was your first package?
You love that, don't you?
I love
finding
this
that?
shit.
I think my first real package off them, I mean, that package was just to see me through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My real package, like 12 boards, something like that.
We getting that once a month?
Yeah, once a month, and then it went to about 15 to 20 boards a month.
Yeah.
So a lot of boards.
Selling a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any, I'll be honest, any pro said they never did because they all did it.
Yeah.
people still do.
And they still do. So, I mean, it was just once a month, shop had open at my house, and I just said, kids just like, because at that time, the money was all right, but, you're going to make a lot of money off a board.
Yeah.
So who were you getting paid by at that time? Stereo?
It was just stereo at that time and indie. So I was getting paid from indie as well. But when I rode for DC, so it was stereo first. So they give you like it was a $2,000 guarantee a month. Anyway, let me just finish this.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no,
and
finish
I'll
it.
jump to that.
Yeah, because we want to get into
So,
finances
I come back from comps and I'm in the bath.
Right.
with your boards.
I know, yeah. And I just knock at the door because Danny Way and them lot were going around with Alvin at the time. He was taking them round. And so it's not it's Mum, Carl. I says, yeah. What's up, Mum? I'm in bath. You know what I mean? I says, come on, I'll be out in a minute. She goes, there's an Alvin on phone.
Alvin Singfield.
And I'm thinking, Alvin. Of course, Alvin, yeah. I did actually do skate flow boards off him. That's another story, though. And I said, all right. And I got phone. I says, all right, Alvin, what's up, pal? So what can I do you for? Like, he says, I've got Danny here, Colin and Pat. Pat Duffy, Danny Wade.
This is the question I wanted to ask
Right,
anyway.
So, and then Danny gets on phone. What's up, dude? I'm like,
how you doing?
yeah, and this was after Radlands when I was doing the front side, one side of the rail, and I think I came 5th or something like that, and Danny was, at that time, you should have got first, dude, you should have got first or second, kicking off. He was
That's an honour.
He was the competitor, and I was just like, I don't care. I'm just happy to skate. You know what I mean? So I didn't give a shit about whether I come first or not.
You don't care, dude?
Yeah, and he was like, no, fuck that dude, fuck them judges. And I'm like, God almighty, he's getting a bit irate here.
I've just come out bath.
Yeah, and then he's on the phone and he's like, what's up, dude? I'm like, yeah, all right, mate, how you doing? He's like, yeah, you need to come and ride for Plan B, dude. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you need to ride for Plan B. So I'm going to put Colin on the phone. And I'm like, fucking... Because even though he was young, he was like a man.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? And I'm like, oh, shit in hell, here we go. So Colin gets on and he's like, we have a lot of respect for Jason and that, but we really want you to come and ride for Plan B. And I says, look, I've just literally come from Flip. Now I'm riding for Stereo. Now you want me to ride for Plan B. It's not really a dumb thing, is it? I says, but... And then I remember Pat getting on phone. So they're like taking it in turns, trying to get me
grill
to
you
ride
to
for
get
Plan
on.
B. And at the time, I'm like...
Those 3 names alone
Yeah.
on the phone in one sitting.
And I'm on landline in workshop.
With your bath
So,
towel
yeah,
on.
and so I've got that bath, I've got a little bathrobe on with slippers, and I'm just like, I'm sat in the kitchen on with wire on phone like this. And I'm thinking...
Where'd they get your number?
Alvin.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, sorry.
So I'm thinking, fuck, if they'd have asked me before Stereo, I'd be riding for Plan B, because I used...
Yeah.
I mean, Plan B were...
It's the shit.
It's just, the way they skated, like Danny and Colin, they were skating a lot of ramps at the time. They had the little street parts, didn't they?
Yeah.
But it was like, it's Plan B.
Yeah.
Plan B's a big fucking deal.
What
at that
else
time.
can you say? Apart
But-
from it's Plan B.
My conscience got better, and I just said, right. I said, and Pat got on phone, and he's like, listen, and he knows Jason well and that, and he says, stay on Stereo.
Also, he was on the same phone
And
call.
I could hear Danny in the background going, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like telling him. But he said, no, stay on Stereo. He says, and, we respect them guys. We don't really want to be that team that does that.
Coaching,
But Danny and Colin are jumping gun.
Pat Duffy, the guy
Yeah,
that's
so I'm
coming
like-
through with a conscience.
And I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I fit more in with that team than I think I would with your team. I says, but God, what an honour.
Yeah.
I says, I was just humble. I said, I'm so honoured you've even rang me. I said, my mum's house, just got out of bath, mate. I said, you rang me.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Just
And I
about
says-
to have me Sunday
And I
dinner.
says, it's just an honour, mate. I says, I'm so stoned. And Danny got back on phone. I says, listen, I'll be honest with you, Danny. I says, it'd be an absolute honour to ride for you. I says, but, I've just literally got on it. I can't do it. I said, I just can't. I can't. Honestly, I've done it once. Can't do it again. And he's like, well,
how easy at that time would it be if you took it? If you took it for anyone to be like, he just jumped.
Because at this time, I hadn't gone to America yet.
Yeah.
I ain't got my first check yet. I just got a few boards with the promise that this is going to happen.
And imagine if you took that plan B and they were like, sorry, dude, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, and then, but the thing is it went to administration anyway, plan B.
Yeah.
Later on down the line. And then they ended up coming back later.
Did you tell Jason that you got that offer?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
What did he say about it?
And he just laughed.
Yeah.
He just says, well, because he knew obviously Danny from video days. He says, well, I know what Danny's like. He don't mean out by it. It's just the way he is. As a competitor, he wants whoever's hot at that time, sort of thing. But anyway, our DC come about, as I said to Danny, I said, look, if you ever come up with anything that's not to do with your board sponsor,
let me know.
I'd be honoured to ride for you.
And then DC sheets.
And then when
I can't get over that phone call.
DC and Draws came about, that's how I wrote for DC and Draws.
Yeah.
Because they got straight back in touch with me when they did it and said, we want you. It's just a way to come about it. We want you. Like, it's like, we want you.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah. And
we want you.
And I just, so that's how DC came about.
Nice.
From me saying, if you do anything in future, I'd be honoured, but obviously I've got a board sponsor. And
it obviously must have shown Danny Way and those guys the loyalty as well. Like,
yeah,
I've set my mind on this.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
It'd be a dream to ride for it, but it's also Jason Lee.
I mean, I was loyal to Stereo until it got to the point where I didn't want to ride for him anymore.
Yeah, which we'll get into a little
we'll come to that.
Yeah, and come to that. But, I was loyal to them up until that time sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Let's jump back to the who was paying you and how much you getting. We like the nitty gritty details if you want to tell us.
Right, so tell us, nitty gritty, what was in your bank account from these guys?
How many boards you getting a month? What's the deal?
So the most boards I were getting were 20 boards a month.
Right.
Yeah.
15 pairs of DCs a month.
Fucking hell, how many
people don't get that now, and people
I was
say
wearing probably 2.
Yeah.
People say skating's in a better place now, but no one's getting packages like that anymore.
My dad were cake tight in DC.
Yeah.
My brother were cake tight in DC.
Yeah.
Good.
All my friends were cake tight in DC.
The old council estate wearing DC and skating stereo.
You know what I mean?
boards.
So they all had DC on. So
good.
That were a good thing.
Were they all the same size as you then?
Yeah.
Good.
Like as the size I am now is the exact size my dad was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What size are you now? Shoe size?
Oh, shoe size 9.
Shoe size
so I got all the
same.
samples.
Yeah.
Size 9, best size to be.
Yeah.
So they did all these colourways for links. Got all the samples.
Yeah.
One-offs.
Yeah.
Orange, green.
Did that bump up the value when you were like, oh, you one-offs?
I'm like one-offs, mate. Do you know what I mean? I should have shrink-wrapped them, really. Do you know what I mean? Where
imagine if you
sneakerheads
had,
are, but...
I mean, that link shoe, that's gone on to be quite a...
Oh, it's crazy. But to look how big they are now, I couldn't imagine skating in it.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like, God, this shoe's amazing.
Yeah.
And I remember saying DC, I said to Ken Block, I says to him, that shoe is the best shoe you've ever done.
Yeah.
I said, the other ones, you know what? I said, I know I'm opinionated. I says, but that's the best shoe. I says, but I'll always skate them. So
was you getting paid from DC and Stereo at the time before having like a name on anything?
Yeah, so this was it. Stereo, $2,000, 1,500 from DC, 500 from Indy, 1,000 from Draws, 250 from Bearings.
What bearings was that?
Oh, I can't remember now. And it won't be in this case. I can't remember what bearings were.
So we're coming up to nearly $5,000, $4,500 ish monthly.
And you're talking
18-year-old.
18-year-old.
Yeah, so stupid really at that time.
Yeah.
Stupid. Plus I weren't getting taxed because I was spending 6 months out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Lovely, like. And then obviously if you got a cover,
Photo
all your
incentives.
sponsors matched it. So $1,000 for a cover, then all your other sponsors matched it.
Did you have to chase that up?
What from? No, they just.
So you just end up getting more money.
Yeah. So every picture you ever have in a magazine, you get paid.
Yeah.
If you're wearing, like, say with Draws, if you had the Draws on like that, and you got like a full page, I think it was about $1,000. Didn't matter if it was on cover.
Yeah.
Inside little pictures, you got about $250. It gave you that incentive to want to get mags, but
I'm also going to guess that you had the incentive to do it, but if you did it, you did it. You weren't like every day, let's shoot a picture.
No,
like,
no,
if it's there,
I
it's
never
there.
wanted to go out and shoot pictures.
Yeah.
Never. I just wanted to go and skate.
Just go skate,
Yeah, that's it. But I think the most I was on was about $10,000 a month
Oh, it's not bad, is
at
it?
that time.
For
I
an
mean, nowadays,
18-year-old.
I think it's probably unheard of these days.
Yeah.
In retrospect, there's so many companies out there.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them I just think, wait, what's that? I ain't got a clue what they are, you know what I mean? Because I don't keep up to date.
I mean, I'm the same.
And I'm just like, what company's that? You know?
Yeah.
Even now, getting $5,000 a month off your sponsors would be nice.
Yeah, I think the first year I made 85 grand. Second year about 98 grand. And then the third year was round about that as well, I think.
Did you invest any of it wisely, or was
Not
it
really.
easy come, easy go?
No. If I'd have kept all my cars, I'd be loaded. So I had like Mark 1, MR2 brand new.
Is that what some of the money went on? The majority of the money
just
going on cars? And...
But I used to, like Stereo would pay for me travel when it was benefiting them.
Yeah.
But all I did is I just be sat at home when I was there and I just, oh God, right, I'm just going to go around Europe and just go off on my own and
do you
just go
think?
skating.
Yeah.
And just, so yeah, I invested somewhat, but not to the extent where you think about it when you're 18
Yeah.
or 19
exactly.
or 20. It's only as I got, a bit older that you get a bit wiser, don't you?
You think of that investing from like the age of 28 or something, you know what I mean? Like late 20s, early 30s when you're like, shit.
I mean, there's certain people I've met through skateboarding you always knew they were going to make money. Like Dyrdek.
Yeah.
Rob Dyrdek. You always knew. Because when I used to go, so I was in SF to start with, and then I got to San Diego, because obviously DC and draws.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go over and do their commitments. And then I used to go to New York a lot. So I used to like go in between these three places and LA as well.
In New York, we skating with Huff and the Zoo York guys.
Yeah, so
What a crew.
like Roger and that who run Zoo York at the time. And then there was Keith brothers, Gino, Keenan.
Yeah.
Pepecki were always over there as well. He always came with us. It
Gino's got the push as well, hasn't he? You just want to watch him skate.
But I mean, it's like at the time, because me and Keith were good friends, really good friends. I mean, we did like a tour of all Spain, Portugal, Madrid. They just put an arena with a skate park in just for me and Keith.
Yeah.
Just crowds, just crazy, honestly.
Was that DC days?
Yeah, that were DC days as well.
Yeah.
But obviously, because we were part of Deluxe.
Yeah.
The distributors used to get in touch and then say, right, we want these skaters to come, and then obviously they pay for everything way over there. So
And you got paid for that?
yeah,
Extras?
oh yeah,
Fucking
you got
rest-
travel and all that kind of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it were amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because I'd come from like YTS and been at college and then just skating. You know what I mean?
Living in America and
living in America, but you never benefited me the money sort of thing.
Yeah.
You just don't appreciate it until you get older, or you've got that guidance.
Yeah.
But when I used to go and stay with Dyrdek, because I always stayed with Dyrdek in San Diego, and this is before, any of his stuff.
Yeah,
But he was designing shoes for DC.
Yeah.
So he was on like 120 grand a year.
He already
just
had his
off
mind
DC.
clocked on, yeah.
Because when Quicksilver bought it, they was like, what's this kid doing? And then they stopped it. But he had a little hip-hop label, Blue Boy Records.
Yeah.
Every morning I go up, I wake up about 10. He's on his little headset making business deals. It's like 18, 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He was always going to make money. And he was in his condo at the time, which I was just like, what are you doing? Let's go skating. I've got to do my business first. He was always going to be that guy, do you know what I mean?
yeah, he's got a lot of property now as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, depends how you look at him. And has he done good for skateboarding? Yeah. Has he done a lot of bad in it? Yeah. I think he's done both. Because I see Street League and that's just,
Not bothered.
no. I just don't like the fact, I mean, if you think of competitions when we were growing up or whatever, I mean, the courses were massive.
Yeah.
Rails were massive, big vert quarter pipes in street course. You had to skate a bit of everything. And then you see what they've got cramming if you have one slipper a foot or deducting them. And then I just think, how did they ever get here? But that's just me personally, like, I'm not a fan of really watching it.
Yeah.
I think there's arguments for and against stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but
I mean,
what
it's-
he's done for all skate parks in
Yeah.
America, Rob Dyrdek, and opening things and branching out, you've got to shake his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's really embraced it, and don't get me wrong, he's done it for financial reasons. But he's got more skate parks in America than anybody ever has. You know, it's just when you go to reality shows and stuff.
It's a different
like
lifestyle,
it's
isn't
a
it, when
different
it's the
life,
celeb
but it's
life.
America, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
different way. It's not England. You know, here. I mean, if somebody asked you to do a reality show here, you'd be like, what?
What are you on TV for, you bell end?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You cock, you're really going to put that on there? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But America, it's a different way of.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's,
Endless there.
It's like
man.
the British mentality in it. It's
yeah, sure.
entirely different.
The thing is, with like people like Penny, is what they did at that time when he went to America,
Untouchable.
right? So he's had pictures in magazines. He's never made these tricks.
Yeah.
Front cover of Transworld,
The front blunt.
front blunt,
Yeah.
blindside nollie flip over. Meanwhile,
I've got that hanging in my attic, that print.
but no one will ever question it
Yeah.
because of what he did. And if you ever go to that spot with Chain and Bank, San Diego,
Did you go there, yeah?
yeah, I've been there. Yeah,
Did you do anything in it?
yeah, tray flipped it and
Yeah.
nollied it, and the backside nollied into it, which was scary as shit. I mean, scary as shit. And what he did, because his centre of balance is just so, at that time, were just perfect.
Yeah.
His centre of balance were just
Rare to see him
like
fall.
a pirouette on anything. So that spot that they didn't like, because I think Dyrdek, Weiss and all them lads were out there at the time, didn't realise what he were going to go and do there. But if you'd have said to me, we'll bring Penny out, I said, we fucking killed that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't skate it, just watch.
Because Chain's really small, Bank's really steep,
Yeah.
but it's just his balance.
He catches everything as well and levels it out.
just his
perfect.
balance were.
He doesn't clap his board down. He like lands it at the angle that it's at.
The switch backside flip he does over that into the bank is unreal. I mean, it's textbook, isn't it? It's like
that is just so gnarly. If
Yeah.
you've seen
unreal.
that spot, you'd be like, I mean, he does it and he just, the bank's super, like, it's crazy.
But he like lands
But he lands
at the
it.
angle.
He's not thinking about how steep that bank is. Like, no, I were. So when I like nollied it, backside nollied it, I were thinking about
landing
hooking it.
ready to go down the bank.
He just pirouettes on his back wheels. It's just no problem for him.
Yeah. It's another level. It's a different,
You know.
he's on the astral plane,
Yeah,
that guy.
at that time he was just on another, just, you know. But he was, if you look, I look at it a different way. I just see him doing the tricks he liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Just
kick
skating.
flips, frontside flips.
Tom's another one of those guys, like he'll just go skate. He just wants to
but
skate.
that's what made him, like, the mystery around him.
Yeah.
I mean, say I've got, like, penny stories. It's, I remember we were at Lausanne skate comp, and I was chilling out with Tom quite a bit at that comp.
Was this the one where he didn't change his outfit for the whole comp?
Yeah, he never changes outfit.
Yeah.
Anyway, hardly.
That's the one I went to, 90.
And he does the hippie jump through the car.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was him and
gnarly.
Ronnie Krager did the finger flip.
Yeah.
The Benny Hanna finger flip and stuff. Was
yeah,
that-
he did. Yeah, and
what
then
a trick.
who was the other guy who did the hippie jump?
Well, that was what was it? Was that the one where Gonz and Duffy had the mid-air collision, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Gonz wanted to start learning backwards.
There was someone else hippie jumping it with him, wasn't there?
Yeah, the
Was he one of the Brazilians?
No,
Can't remember now.
what was his name? Tyrone.
Tyrone Olsen.
Yeah, Tyrone Olsen.
T-Bone Olsen.
Yeah,
Don't remember that.
he hippie jumped it, and then Tom just did it like it was, because he did it first, Tyrone, and like quite sketchy, but did it, and then Tom just
floats it. He's perfect.
he just
and
floats
board's
it,
perfect.
and he literally, when it comes out window, his just feet lands on it.
Think about how gnarly
No.
that is. Like actually going up
To
to,
go
a,
through a
car,
car?
send your board
he
under
was just
through the-
blind.
and he just
It's just doing it off of this, but off a ramp and then into a ramp. But
yeah.
as the boards come out, it's just gone.
And he rides it out just like
Yeah, and I just like.
I want to know who he sold his soul to be able to skate at that level. It's
he's always
I
like
mean-
it, wasn't he?
man, he's unreal.
I mean, to watch him now skate, is it hard to watch sometimes for me? Because you know what I mean.
I think his
But then I
body's
just,
so battered.
but then I like admire it, and I think, well, he's still loving it, isn't
Yeah.
You know,
I saw
so-
some clips this week actually of him. I think it was in, I want to say Brazil
I think
or Argentina or somewhere, and he's skating a little street spot, and there's kind of like you can see he's skating a bit better than he has been the last few years.
There's a clip I've seen on him. I just come across it actually, and it's like this transition thing. I think it might be in Barcelona.
Yeah,
He just does a floaty front flip out in it, and he does this fakey flip. It's just so good. Just
Yeah.
catches it.
it's not the one
yeah.
where it's like near the
No,
water, is it?
no, it's not that one.
So I know he
It's
did one
actually a
there.
transition one, but it's got like some whoops there and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the street line I saw, it was like, you could see he was a bit more on it.
I
He
mean,
seemed a bit sharper.
At this age, the more you skate, the more confident you get, I suppose. But it's to what extreme you want to go.
I think his
isn't it?
knees are fucked now as well,
Oh,
aren't
God, I feel the same. I'm fucked.
they? Yeah.
Yeah. Any stories about filming for visual sound? Was it just like, I'm going skating today?
Yeah, it was literally just whatever. I never planned anything for that part.
And was it
Nothing.
Greg Hunt filming?
Greg on Jason filmed a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he filmed, I think it was me EMB stuff, Embarcadero stuff.
I was going to ask you about EMB. I was listening to
Yeah, he's got-
Chico's 9 Club, and he was talking about early EMB days
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how the invasion
He wants
from
some Embarcadero stories.
everyone from around the world suddenly was like EMB.
you gotta-
Like, what was the first time
I
you
mean,
went
when
there?
I went out there, I was kind of like, there was me and Simon Evans,
Yeah.
and we were like the only two English. I mean, Simon never really skated down there that much, but I skated there a lot. And you had Kelch,
Yeah.
called him Mayor Embarcadero.
Yeah.
James Kelch, he was apparently fucking solid.
He were a rough youth, like, you know what I mean?
Well, like I
And,
said, the mayor of that spot.
Yeah, and he didn't take no shit down there. But if your face didn't fit, but things like that just didn't bother me, you see. I just went there to skate.
Yeah.
So I was skating with like Matt Rodriguez.
Oh,
He'd skate.
he's good.
So good.
He's good.
No idea how good that guy is. You know, he still skates a lot now. But
In hemp shoes.
just, he's like the first guy I seen where the trucks are just
Not even
ratted-
attached.
Yeah.
not even attached, just nothing.
Yeah. He's
His
always
control
been
was
really
just-
good.
I could never understand that, the him and day one. Just rattle and what happened.
Yeah.
The control they had on them was just, it's another level, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know. So I was going down there and I remember first meeting Kelch. He's like, where you from?
Works up, mate.
Yeah, I'm like, England, mate. I am like, yeah. Who you with? Just the questions. Who you with? And he was with, God, there were Little Lavar there, there were Mark York there. I mean, they were all kids then, back then, like.
Yeah.
And he was like kind of grilling me a little bit. I just remember saying to him, why the fuck do you want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? You know, you talk to me, and I'm like, listen, pal, don't know you from Adam. You know, I knew Kelch were, but I just didn't picture him being him at the
Yeah.
time. But anyway, and then he said, what's your name? And I told him my name. Oh, you're that fool from England. Because he rode for the looks, he rode for real, you see. So then it's just like, everything was just, right, well, no problem. Embraced you. So every time you come down there, I embraced you. And I never had any, I mean, I've seen a lot of shit go down there.
Yeah.
A lot of fights, a lot of crap. Stuff, Kelch, manhandling people off at Embarcadero.
Did you see
snapping
someone
boards.
recently dropped in the fountain?
Oh, God, yeah, where you just eat shit in it.
Into that shit water?
God, honestly, mate, that thing's about that deep.
Yeah.
Gets
Surprised
out
he
and has a
break his
full
neck.
shower, doesn't he?
Surprised he didn't break his neck.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
yeah, I mean,
Kelchy and
Kelchy and that. So my first experience was like, I mean, it was quite evening when I went down there, and that's when I was talking to Kelch and I was with Matt Rodriguez. And then I just used to, every day, I'd end up at Embarcadero.
Yeah.
So, like, I was staying up in hills, just cruise down Skate Avenues, skate through Market Street, skate Union Square, and then end up at Embarcadero. So then there were like Mike Cowell there, Henry Sanchez.
the
and just-
peak.
yeah, do you know what I mean? Like when they were just, well, it's like 93. So if you look back, it's
Yeah.
like the golden era
Yeah.
of what Embarcadero were.
It's the golden era of people adapting to ledges like that and skating
Them
ledges.
ledges
like, you know,
sucked.
skating through the kinks.
The
as
ledges
well.
was the worst.
They were rough and rounded up.
like,
Yeah.
rough, and then you see Sanchez, just Henry Sanchez, just switch crooked ground the whole lot. Just, you know,
Yeah.
I just think, how's he doing that? And then you see Mike doing like nose manuals around it, nollie flips out, and just stuff they were doing was just
Was there a rhythm to people skating it, like how you skate the spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had
Like certain ways to skate the spot.
yeah, so you had like your little free set, and then you had a line where free set, you do a trick off, flat ground trick, you hit the ledge.
Yeah, I knew that there was a routine
then you go
of
round
what
that
you
way.
follow.
The other way, free set, over the manual block or your grinder block, then you go round to the big ledge.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your big free there. Well, I said big free, but it's like a bigger, you know, and then you've got your 7. So you used to call it Laval's Lucky 7
Yeah.
because he could throw his son down it as a kid and just land anything down it.
Yeah.
So you used to call him Laval's Lucky 7. So, yeah, I mean, brilliant skate there with them guys. I mean,
Yeah.
tough, you know. But I got on with all of them, do you know what I mean? And then ended up just hanging out with him, and we'd go off from Embarker, I'd go skating with like Henry and fucking Mark and that, and I was just like, never overwhelmed by it because we were just skating. It's like when
Yeah, so like I say, you just took it at face
you
value.
take it at
and
face
just
value
said-
because your age, like Chico
Yeah.
was there a lot as well, so skating with Chico a lot. But
Yeah.
just cruising around and just hitting spots and just skating with him.
Would have been different if you were like 5 years younger, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's just about the age at the time. These were just people my age.
Yeah.
Not, oh God, these are gods. These were just kids my age, same age as me. Just
I mean,
enjoying skating.
it was kind of like the worldwide epicenter for progression within skating for a long time. It was like the spot, wasn't it?
I mean, some of the stuff seen go down there, just how they did it was just unbelievable.
yeah.
The way Mike Carroll skated that place. Henry Sanchez, Matt Rodriguez, how he skated that place. Javante,
Oh, Javante Turner.
yeah,
Incredible.
how he skated that place. It just feels like it's lost its way in the sense where, because everything's out there now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I look at Nige Houston, I just think he's the Andy McDonald of street skateboarding. Can do every single trick, but it don't look good. He can do every trick, and he's just I mean, don't get me wrong, talented beyond belief. I can't watch him skate
Yeah.
because there's no. From era I'm growing up skating in, there's like that edginess to these skaters, like that bit of loose or a bit of flow, a bit of style. To see everything done so perfect, there's nothing that's going to shock you that much with Nigel now.
Yeah.
I mean, to watch Shane O'Neill, it's amazing. He just floats. So he's got that style. Nigel Houston, it's just like, you know he's going to do a kick, his feet are in the right place. You know he's going to do a gay tray flip, you know what I mean, with his head leg dangle, you know what I mean? Then, you know, he's not going to hook it, he's not going to... Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that,
It's what we were saying earlier. It's not what you do, it's how you do
it's
it.
how you do it.
Yeah.
For
Like
me,
I
personally, I mean,
can-
this is just my point of view.
Yeah.
Not everybody's point of view, it's just mine.
No, but some of it ages well. Like I can still watch P-Rod. You know, if new
Yeah.
P-Rod footage comes out in a primitive vid, I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know it's going to look good as well.
Yeah, exactly, because he's got a good way of doing his stuff,
Yeah.
hasn't he? And it's, even though it's so tech, it's done in such a right way. And I were never one for watching tech skating sort of thing. But when I watched Henry Sanchez skate
Oh yeah.
and Guy Mariano, and then they're just grinding, you can hear it just, you know,
Yeah.
just that sound.
Stays with you.
They just like power, you know. And then like Mike Cowell and Rick Howard, people like that, how they skate, it's blew my mind.
Yeah.
I would've-
That's kind of hard to show that, put that across in videos, isn't it? You kind of have to see it.
You get impressed by watching a video, you think, oh God, he did that. But some spots you're let down by, some spots you're like, wow. And I mean that like when I first went to Tubber, I was like, shit. You know, it's things, Jesus.
Yeah.
People actually do stuff down it.
Yeah.
And then you look at some at rails where they're doing stuff and they could just be so small. And you think, but the way they're filmed.
Oh, it's all in
But
the
when you go,
camera.
it's like I went to Carlsbad Gap and it was just so underwhelming. Because the way it's filmed, it's so huge.
Do you do anything down it?
I just ollied it. I did a 1 foot ollie down it.
Nice.
Just to do it like. But
Yeah.
when you land, it's kind of uphill, you see. So when you
Yeah.
land, it's kind of awkward. It's like Tom again. Switch front
Switch
side
from
flip.
side flip third go.
Did it
Yeah.
with no camera and then went back again, didn't it?
Yeah.
Similar sort
When
of
the
thing.
flip guys are out in America, did you meet up with them at all?
Yeah, because that was a
No,
question.
because
like,
they were on like Orange County, at Huntington Beach, stuff like that. I was always San Francisco, LA, San Diego,
Yeah.
and then New York. So I was on the East Coast a lot and all.
So when you was there, was you with any guys from the UK out there with you at the same time?
Simon Evans, he were out there.
Yeah.
When I first went out, he were out there.
Because
as well.
Bainesy was complete opposite side, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Like
Bainesy,
Huntington
I
Beach,
mean,
Baker
It's like,
area.
if you want perfect skateboarding, Huntington Beach. Want to be a bit, a bit edgier, San Francisco.
I've been going out to the East Coast like once or twice a year, Boston, New York, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I went on a session with Fred Gall, and I'm gonna try and meet. He's agreed to it. Like Bobby Pulio and Quim Cadona want to meet in New York.
I mean,
I know that I'm going to shit
that,
myself.
that
when
trio right there, isn't it?
It's
I
on-
mean,
yeah.
Quim, sick skater.
Yeah,
Bobby Pulio,
real nice guy as well. Quim.
He were that East Coast. They just had that vibe of skateboarding that you recognise coming from here.
Yeah, that's
the
what.
rougher streets, the edginess.
That's why I like it.
Like the spots, they're not as perfect.
It's a bit more grey.
It's a bit, it's a
rougher.
bit more.
Yeah.
You can, you're fucked. Yeah,
But
but you can recognise it.
Yeah,
So I used to like going over there and skating with them lads because it would just, it would bang on like. Do you know what I mean? And Doom were from Jersey anyway, so we just go over there. Like.
I found that a lot of those guys as well that skate down like the East Coast and that rough, that you can put them anywhere. But
Yeah.
then if you get guys that come from perfection,
No.
they're like,
If you're gonna, I always seen it this way. If you wanted a shit up film spot on things that are small rails but look big on camera, and just gaps that look massive but aren't so big,
yeah,
get over to Huntington Beach and I was
Yeah.
skating that. It's just perfect. You know what I mean? Spent time over there when I rode for New Deal, but I never liked skating that. Just missed that SF
yeah,
because it's rougher.
Yeah.
It's not all perfect.
More your
Bombing the nail,
vibe.
got a pothole crack in it. He's gonna eat shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're used to it because you live here.
Yeah.
So you recognise that style. That's why I just like San Francisco so much.
yeah,
The skating there, I could recognise it straight away. Bar the hills, obviously.
Yeah.
We only had one hill in works up like Wingfield Avenue, and that was steep. But when you go out there, it's just another.
Yeah.
I mean, people, they make videos now. It's just literally bombing hills.
yeah. The GX crew,
GX crew,
It's
innit?
fucking
death
madness. Isn't it?
defying.
And they don't do them justice until you're stood at the top of them hills, and you're like, fucking Jesus.
I wouldn't even walk down this.
Yeah.
I mean, I bombed some good hills in SF, but there's some hills where, well, put it this way, there's one hill you can drive your car, and if you stop it, it'll just rock.
Yeah,
It's got a lip on it.
Yeah,
And they put a barrier on it, and the first person I seen, and I thought, he's just crazy, was Sean Young. Remember Sean Young, anti-hero?
yeah.
And he always the barrier, and then bombs the hill. And I'd seen that when I was there, and I was just like,
You saw him do it?
yeah. I said, he is just nuts. And then he did it in the rain as well. Didn't hollow the barrier, but just dropped in it. And I was just like,
Did he do it in the rain in anti-hero video at
yeah, he
night?
did one
On
in
acid,
rain,
wasn't it?
didn't he?
On acid,
Oh,
in
you're
the-
always on acid and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I skated a lot with Sean when he had SF.
Yeah.
With anterior lads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
last time I went out to Boston, one of the guys were like, dude, we got this perfect spot. And I went there and it was just like a shit rubble bank with just one section of it that was perfect. And I think they kind of thought that they were having me on, and I was like, that's England. Right there.
It is,
So
isn't
we're
it? Yeah.
skating a perfect spot.
Yeah, it
if you
is,
can
yeah.
skate a shit bank, but one slab of it's fine, you have a whole session on it. So yeah, I love that East Coast kind of.
Yeah, I like that. It's that, like you say, you recognise it coming from here. It just, you think, it's just like being at home, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in SF, you've got China Banks as well.
Yeah.
The place is gnarly.
Steep.
Fucking steep. Don't get me wrong, if you hit it right, it's brilliant.
Because
But
people are doing shit on top of it now. Like
yeah,
on
well, I
top of the
mean,
banks.
they were back then as well. I remember Ethan, Ethan does like a frontside grab out top.
Yeah.
Like tuck knees, all styled. And
Didn't Phil
Who ollied the
Shao
corner?
did Smith grind on top
yeah,
of it, didn't he?
Phil Shaw did it.
Did you ever skate
Did
with
Phil
Phil?
ollie
I
the-
did, yeah.
Did he ollie the corner as well?
Yeah.
There was two corners and he ollies over the gap.
Yeah,
over the-
because it's like a couple of story drop on that side.
yeah,
You've got your top of your banks here, and then you've got this side here.
like a curved wall.
Yeah, and then there's something, sure there's something on top of the wall. And you
I
have
think
to,
it's like a monument.
yeah,
like a
and
ball.
you have to ollie. So
You fall off that, you hurt.
it's not, if you're on ground, you just wouldn't think twice, but because it's, no.
There's
And then-
footage of a BMXer falling off it, like in a new Thrasher vid, or
What, riding along and just...
he rides along and falls off, and the guy's filming it, and he's like, "Dude, he's just fell off," and he's
Send
on the
shivers,
floor.
don't it, thinking about it.
Fucking hell.
But
Yeah,
then
that-
you see, when I seen that footage of T-Funk.
The whole bench.
The long bench.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing Julian do the long bench.
Mad. What, you were there with
Well, when I
video?
skated with him, he was just carving them banks.
Julian Stranger's
And then he
unreal.
double pumps the long one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no one had done it at that time. I was just like, fucking hell. Because, you know, I carve over little ones, no problem.
Yeah.
Grind, you know what I mean? Just below
Sneaker
top ledge,
grind.
you can grind it.
Yeah.
Tail slide it even.
Because doesn't it kind of dip in from the...
You've got like a little lip like that, and then it dips in, and then it goes to your block.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Yeah. But when I seen footage of him ollieing that, I was just... couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because you have to hit it so perfect.
And he's
Else you're just
going
gonna
for
die.
it. He's going full
Yeah.
pelt.
Because so many times you got to carve them benches and you'll hit your leg,
Yeah.
you know, on the corner.
Yeah.
If you don't know what, but he just, when I seen that,
He sensed it, didn't he?
blown me away that.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you
that's
heard
same again when you've seen the spots and you've seen what they've done. The video doesn't do it the justice what,
Yeah.
you know, no one else is ever doing that, I don't think.
Mental.
Well, you heard it here first. Me and Shipman are coming back out to America. We're going down the East Coast. Wait, hold on a sec. We need to talk about who's sponsoring this episode of the podcast.
Who is it this week, Forde?
It is Calm Club CBD.
You mean the CBD gummy company that's been featured in the Daily Mail, BBC, Daily Express and Cannabis Health magazine?
That's right, Toby. They make the best CBD gummies available because they're vegan, they use all natural ingredients, GMO-free, and comes in 100% recyclable packaging.
Also, as I'm getting on a bit now, and due to its anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties, it really helps my post-skate recovery and provides pain relief from my podcaster's knee, which is a real-life thing.
I've heard that some studies, that's right, I've actually read up about this.
Done your research.
Yeah, I've done my research. That some studies even show that these help alleviate symptoms of ADHD, which we all know I have pretty heavily.
Well, Calm Club make it super easy for people to try their gummies because they do a little sample pack for $9.99 and they also do a monthly subscription to make life as stress-free as possible.
It's a good day to be you, our listeners, because we actually have a hookup for you. Make sure you head to calmclub.io and enter Brain Drain at the checkout for 15% off. 15% off. That's 5% more than 10.
That's CALMCLUB.io. Use code BrainDrain for 15% off. You can check them out on Instagram at _Calm Club and share your CBD experiences there. Forde, it's back to the show.
Back to the show.
Before we talk about getting deported and stuff like that, you got any good stories from the DC Euro tour? Like we went and saw it in PlayStation.
Oh, in London
It was like the biggest shit at the time. Like all you guys in your yellow vest
jerseys and stuff like that.
In your team uniforms.
So who was it? Was you, Moses?
There was the first one. It was me, Rudy Johnson, Moses, Kane Gale, Rob
Kane Gale was
Deal.
sick, wasn't he?
Yeah, he could do everything.
Yeah.
So underrated at the time. We were like Colin,
Rick Howard.
Rick, and then Mike. Yeah, I think that right. I mean, they were just what they were. I mean, it were just such a different group of people. I mean, I just used to play football with Rudy.
Yeah.
You know, at night we'd have a few beers and we'd just play football. Like just kick-ups and stuff like that. That's just the way it were, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I always remember they had this one after party in first tour and we sat there having beers and Jeff Tremaine was big brother.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing him just running naked, getting chased by door staff.
Yeah.
And we were just like, because we weren't drunk or anything. It was just like, what the fuck's going on? And they were just chasing him around. And then he, like, hid in amongst these jackets and that. And they just see him coming out and just got his hands in. And I'm just thinking, where's it come from? You know, here 1 minute, now he's doing this next.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, they were just whatever. I mean, you had Danny and Colin, they were into the gym stuff.
Yeah.
Moses, he went gym. So they were always in gym. I always sat outside with a beer. You know, when I used to drink, I don't drink anymore. Like, but you know, when it was just that's just what it were like. I mean, I left after London. When DC Talk came to London, I left early because my wife were having my son, so she was pregnant. And so I left after that. So I mean, I heard they just went to like some club or something like that in Goldie. You know, Goldie's
Because
club.
Goldie was DJing.
Yeah, because he was
at the
DJing
demo,
or something.
wasn't he?
So yeah, I don't. But other than that, I mean, They were just,
It seemed like quite an extravagant tour at the time.
the hotels were amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like,
Yeah, they put you up proper.
God, yeah. And obviously you were in, because they had all like gyms in them and elves. I mean, at the time I couldn't get a shit. I just wanted to have a fag, have a beer.
Yeah.
You know, I pretty much odd one out at that time.
Yeah.
You know,
So you're not drinking at all?
no.
How-
About 10 years, really. I've had odd one, like, but I'd had enough, like, you know what I mean?
yeah, good on you.
It took some doing, like, because I used to love a drink.
Yeah.
That was my problem. I loved the drink.
The temptation's
Yeah.
always there sometimes. as
Yeah,
well.
and-
I've not drank for a couple of years. And
I used to like a drink before I went to America. Even when I was 17, I was liking a pint and stuff like that. And then with skateboarding, it kind of goes hand in hand,
Oh, it does.
which is shit, really. But because I was drinking at home anyway, when I just go to like local pub with lads, have a good laugh, you know what I mean? But when I was over there, then I was drinking as well. So I was drinking more, getting up later, not giving a shit.
Mm.
It has a knock-on effect. So it does go hand in hand, and it's not a good thing when you think about it. But,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's not wrong with a social drinker out like that if everyone wants, but you see it's like sometimes it's chaos, isn't it? And skateboarding is, the way I look at it is, a lot of people, eccentric people skateboard. That's the way I look at it. I was quite eccentric, like my mates were. You get all these different walks, and some of them have got more addictive personalities than others.
Oh, yeah.
So like, when I was in San Francisco, I just used to go to a local beer cellar, they called it, Art of Europe. Be a few English and a few Irish. I just go and have a pint after I've been skating all day.
Don't you think some American beer's fucking shit, though?
It is
They can't
shocking.
They
but
can't pull a beer.
But I used to like Newcastle Brown Ale, you see.
Yeah.
That's one of my graphics with Newcastle Brown Ale. And I found that pub sold it. So that's why I went there.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, you had like some of the anti-hero guys, and you know, I mean, there were Andy Roy and he out there, and
I was going to say, did you meet
Early.
Andy Roy?
Sean Young, and they were just battering it to where it was like excessive addiction. So like you said, on acid, throwing up, keep drinking off, just real addiction, like, do you know what I mean? And I seen all that.
I mean, Andy Roy went to fucking heroin at a young
Oh
age.
yeah, I mean, he's
Sean Young was on
yeah.
heroin as
Yeah.
well.
So I mean, but they were doing it in some shittest areas in called it TLs just down, and they'd be in dodgiest crack houses doing shit, and I'd just go to the pub, get smashed,
Yeah.
you know, and because I like drink too much, that's, you know, I had this shit go off where, anyway, I got arrested, all this shit for fucking scrapping and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and then my wife just goes, no more.
Yeah.
I'm leaving, you know what I mean, with kids, and that's it. So
Yeah,
it's not
that's the
right.
end of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was through skateboarding that just encouraged me to do it.
Yeah.
Because they're all out on piss, but I were on piss anyway. But it just encourages that excessiveness where when you see videos now, they're all cracking beers up and like that, and it's just...
Well, I feel like videos now, they're all, especially like social media, everyone's on a health kick, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
you know, videos now, you don't see like that booze, fighting, nights out. It's all like
Yeah.
gym.
Well, it's what we were
cars,
talking
like-
about before we started. Like, our generation, you didn't stretch. You didn't
Oh, I
look
didn't
after
do any
yourself.
of
It was
that,
like you
no,
go
no.
skating. Now it's all people go to the gym,
Yeah.
work
20
out.
minute yoga session.
Yeah, you know, they're
meditation
stretching.
sesh.
And it's just part an extension of that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always seen skateboarding just for it, where it was just skateboarding.
Yeah.
It was just an hobby. When it become a profession, I never say career, because it's not a career to me. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And takes you down different paths. And some people make a career where they go on to do things after skateboarding. But maybe I'm old fashioned, but I don't like to see it when people are driven too much with skateboarding, where
Trying
it's
too hard.
fist pumping or let's
Yeah.
go. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
fucking
now-
let's go quote in skating.
it's
at the
annoying
moment.
as
I
hell,
don't-
innit?
I don't know where it came from or who
And I just
started
think-
it. Is it Jamie Foy, do you think?
And then you got Jagger Eaton and stuff like that, and fist pumping.
It's like a real macho kind of alpha male kind of.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
America
it's like-
they just call them jocks, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know into
Just
that.
like skateboarding jocks.
Yeah.
So to
Like your
watch that,
bros.
I just think, do you know what I mean? But when I
Sharp
were
and go
doing it,
skating,
it was
innit?
like, even the guys who went on to be like out of this world, like the Mike Carrolls and all that. I mean, they were always out of this world, but they were. Even if you watch them do a video now, it's all fun.
It's the same thing.
Rick,
Yeah.
all fun.
Yeah.
Spike Jones, part owner of Girl, it's all fun. Everything's fun to him.
Yeah.
But same with Stereo. It was just about having a good time skating.
Yeah.
And when you take that to where it gets serious, you do lose some love for, and you think, because the business side of skateboarding sucks.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. How did Stereo go from being good fun to being fucking nightmare?
Right, well,
And was this around the deported times?
time, yeah. So we're getting there now. Like it's so the Slam City Jam, Pat's doing Vancouver, and I said to him, if I go there, because I'd been getting questioned a lot. every time.
When you say you said to him, who?
Oh, like to Jason. I said to Jason, I said, look, I shouldn't be going.
Yeah.
I said, because they're going to get me. You need to get me a work visa.
Yeah.
But it wasn't up to Jason. It was up to the heads of Deluxe, like Jeff Clint and people like that.
Yeah.
Because Stereo was Jason and Doom's baby, but backed by them.
Yeah.
As it's different now. It's their baby.
So you were going out, so just to backtrack, you're going out there 6 months, coming back, and the work
Yeah,
visa
what
would
I
have
used to
gave
do
you-
is, because you can get 3 months, can't you? So I used to go for 3 months,
Yeah.
come back for a month, maybe go for another 3 months. Always have a month or two break.
Yeah.
So I did spend 6 months a year out of country.
And what
Yeah.
would the work visa have permitted? A solid 3, like a solid amount of time?
It's the visa I ended up getting was a P1 visa, which is a performing arts visa. So anybody in sports like professional footballers, they're the visas they have. But before that, anyway, so what we're talking about?
The deported.
Getting
That's
deported.
it, yeah.
Going
getting
to
deported.
Canada.
So,
Slam City
anyway,
Jam.
Slam City Jam was done in Vancouver, and I remember the year before I went, they grilled me like nothing else, because I'd always send me boards first, send them over to, I think it was Collins or something, 'cause he was
Yeah.
from Vancouver, one of them anyway, or Moses. So I'd send me boards and my package and everything. I had nothing to do with skateboarding on me. But obviously my passport read different. So you're basically globetrotting everywhere around the world. Are you affording it?
Mm.
But you can't say you're a professional skateboarder because I haven't got a visa. So on my way in, they let you in, because obviously it's part of Commonwealth, isn't it, and stuff like that, so Vancouver or whatever. So they let you in, it's getting back out of Canada to come back in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So let me in, but I always used to send everything. They let you in, give you a few questions. But on the way back, that's when they got me. Put me in an interrogation room, kept me there, I think it was 12 hours. Leave me for 2 hours, come back, ask me the same questions over and over. But before I used to go, I used to have a book with people's names in it. And I always used to say to him, if I get caught, they're going to ring you. So they knew what to say. Oh, no, he stays here. We don't charge him any money. He just, all that kind of bullshit. So, and they said to me, right, I had no money at time on me or anything like that, no belongings. All my stuff were in San Francisco.
And this is because the visa that you're over there on, you're not allowed permitted to make money, are you?
No. So you
Okay.
can't work there. So you got to prove that you can sustain your stay of what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean?
Without
so
making-
how you
yeah.
getting your money?
Yeah.
I had the jobs in England and then, and stuff. And then it started getting to the point, well, prove it. Show us your bank statement. Show us your funds. Stuff like that. So you got more and more tricky. So you had your funds in there, but they were like, well, who's paying this? It's getting paid in dollars. So that's how they kind of got me, and they couldn't 100% prove it, but they knew you've been here last year, we know the skateboard competition's going on, because 1,000 skateboards come through that airport. You're getting deported. Right, well, that's me then, because I said, well, what do I do now? Well, we're going to send you back to England. Oh, for fuck's sake. Or you can stay in Canada. Well, I can't stay in Canada because all my stuff's in San Francisco. It's no good me staying in Canada because every company I ride for is there. And I've got no place in Canada. So what am I going to do? Well, we're going to send you home, Mike. So they deported me back to England. So all I had is like my shorts on. Well, before that, anyway. So while we're waiting to get deported, I was sat next to Tom Boyle at bar,
Oh yeah.
getting steaming, because he was having the same visa problems.
Right.
He was having issues. So Tom Boyle, he is like someone who I just amazing on a skateboard.
Yeah, he was.
The
fucking
way he
gnarly,
skated, I
wasn't
mean, he was a burly bloke,
Yeah.
but the way he skated vert was just brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and anybody who's seen him skate tell you the same match. Oh. And I just sat next to him. Never met him before. Just sat next to him, got to know him. Sat there for about 6 hours waiting for my flight, just getting steaming with Tom Boyle. And I was like, wow. So, lands
Silver
back.
lining.
Yeah, so then they put me on a plane, back to Heathrow, blacklisted me on immigration, which is a bad thing. So my name was blacklisted, couldn't travel.
Is that
anywhere
still in
America.
place?
No.
How long does it last for? 6 years? Up to 6 years? Because Stu Graham had it.
Something stupid like that. But they got me blacklisted on that. So, all this aside, first phone call I made were to Jeff Clint. I told you. Now I'm fucked. All my stuff's over there, my place is over there. I've got to go back to England. Got nothing. Oh, don't worry about it, dude. You know, I'll give me all this shit. I said, look, I've been telling you for years. We need to get a visa in place, mate. We've dodged a bullet. I says, you know
Gone
what I
on
mean?
for this long.
I says, and I've told you every year, I said, it's getting worse and worse.
How much would it have cost to get that visa in place?
First off,
Yeah.
not a lot. Just apply for it.
So why wouldn't they have done it? Like,
Just didn't do it. I mean, they didn't do it for quite a few people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Simon Evans ended up getting married for a green card.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's what I'm thinking about doing, to be honest. Or finding a job where I'm deemed valuable by the state.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? If you're a millionaire, you get an automatic green card.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you've got no criminal record, well, like that. But
So you were
Then,
calling them up saying,
I'm just basically
I
just
fucking told
ripping
you.
into him, just saying, look, you know, and I was so angry. I just like, you know, why don't you just, you know, fuck your sins?
Mm-hmm.
So you fucked me over. You've done me.
yeah.
So that rip, deported, gets back in Heathrow. I've got my shorts on. It's middle of winter, it's snowing, and a t-shirt. That's it. Nothing. Just passport, a few dollars.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
So I had to get my brother to come and pick me up from, I think it was Houston or something like that, or fucking wherever it was, I can't remember. I had enough money to get a train. And then that rip. All my money, everything was tied up. And I'd took enough money just to go on the trip. I
Yeah.
didn't take my cards or anything. I just took that.
Yeah.
Because obviously I didn't want my American Express or what, you know what I mean? I just always thinking about it. But it probably cost, I don't know, I can't remember how much. I know it cost 10 grand and it took 2 years to get me off immigration blacklist.
Fuck.
But my argument...
And you had to pay for that?
I didn't pay for it, no.
They did?
I flat refused. I said, I'm not fucking paying
Yeah.
for it. And I got angry because they started bringing boards out with free Carl Shipman. And I'm just, called them up again. I said, what are you doing?
They're
Free Carl
profiting
Shipman. I
off.
said, I'm here because of you.
They're profiting
Yeah.
off that
Yeah, I
situation.
said,
which
so
they,
you're selling my boards. You're making money. I've got no visa. You've fucked me over. You've done me.
Were they still paying you at that point?
Well, yeah, they were still paying me. But I was that angry, I didn't give a shit about that.
yeah.
I was just like, all my stuff's over there, now that's it, you know. And that 2 year kind of just made me change my whole way of thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
Because at first I was just in shock, and then second I was just angry. So I'm ripping into him, just saying, look, you know, you need to get it sorted. Now I see you bringing boards out with free car. I says, you put me here. You've put me in this place, and now you're selling boards to make money off it, to pay for my visa. And bear in mind, I said, I've had the best selling board on Stereo for the last 2 years. Always went 2 or 3 grand off of my guarantee every single month. for
How
like
many
2
how many
years.
boards were being sold?
Oh, selling, what
A
do you
month?
think? $2 a board,
Yeah.
it were at the time. So I was selling, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 boards sometimes.
Fuck, it's mad, isn't it?
Japan went right
They loved
mad
it.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because we went over to Japan, you see,
Right.
and did the tour over there. And they just went mad for it.
Yeah.
And same with DC, they went mad for it.
yeah.
Just blew them up, you know what I mean? So then they were sending photographers back to get ads and kept saying to me, you know, we want this from you, want that, and send me someone over then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just digging my heels in like.
Yeah, like,
Like,
I
yeah,
mean, what
you-
can you do
No,
about
I
it?
was just like,
You
fuck
fucked me over.
Yeah.
No, you
I just
sort
remember
it.
saying to him, no, fuck you. You know what I mean? I remember Micky Reyes calling me up, 'cause he was team manager at the time, like, well, you know, giving me shit. I'm like, no, fuck you. Why don't you just come?
Did you headbutt him once?
Yeah, that's
And
where
smashes-
that scar is here in me.
Let's hear about that.
Smashes windows and hold on, before we
Yeah.
get on to that, let's keep talking. So they paid the 10 grand and then you was on blacklisted for 2 years and you went back over.
I went back over, yeah. At that time, I was just disheartened.
Is that when you headbutted him and you cunt?
it were we were playing pool.
He was a bit of a bully lad, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what
Mickey?
I didn't like about him.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And he's one of them blokes. When I first met him, I thought, yeah, I'll get on with him. He's a good laugh. Anyway, a good laugh.
Is he still about?
He's got his own. He's got something else now, like a bar or something. Hasn't he? It's got something or an hairdresser's bar, something like that. Somewhere they hang out. And anyway, so we're playing pool. Hollywood Billies, it were 24-hour pool hall. Having a few pints. Then he's getting his normal rowdy self, just pushing, proking,
Prodding you.
trying to be a bully. Fucking. My brother was with me at the same time. Me and brother went there that time, like to America, and I says, I'm fucking sick of this cunt, you know what I mean? So I'd had a few and all, so a bit tipsy like, and
So he's your team manager at the time.
he's team manager, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's Deluxe team manager, like stereo anti, all that kind of shit.
Because was he a police officer?
Yeah, next
Used
police
to,
officer.
Yeah.
Stabbed someone apparently, and
Got let off.
yeah, got
Like,
let off.
got
Something
off.
like that. Anyway, took the guy's knife or something in his hand. Something, I can't remember 100% story, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
So I'm not quote, but that's what I heard anyway. So anyway, and I'm just sat on this stool like that, and he's like, you know, limey and just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I'm just in no mood, you know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
just like, do you know you? And I fucking headbutt. And my eyebrow just went, pfft. Yeah, that's what that scar is there.
What was his reaction to that? Was
It's
he?
like, whoa, man, like, calm down, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you calm down. And my brother's like, calm down, calm. I'm like, no, fuck him, fuck you. Big I am. I says, come on outside. I says, come on, let's go outside. So went outside, and he's like, no, you know, just chill out, because I'd just gone. I was gone. So I
Seeing
used to
red.
like a scrap.
Yeah.
I did like a scrap at the time, like, so I thought, you know, he's a big lad. I'm thinking, I'm having him. He's probably going to white floor me. I'm having him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'd gone like, so at this time while we're going out, they had like a bouncer on door, and it was just a laid back pool area.
Mm.
But it was in a bad area.
Yeah.
TLs, tenderloins like, and so by this time a bit of a group's amassing round us. I'm gone, I'm not looking at them, I don't give a shit like. But they're saying stuff like, yeah, get out of here, you know, limey and all this, English prick and all that. And so I'm not hearing them, because I'm just focused.
You're
I
focused
want
on
to get out of
Mickey.
here. I want him fucking out there. So anyway, we walk out, and this group just like amasses round us. And like, Mickey's like, he just buys past me and then goes for his van. I'm like, where are you going?
Fight,
Where are
see
you?
ya.
I'm like, where are you going? And he jumps in the van, so then instinctively I've just hit his van, and his back window's just gone, like it's on team van. So I'm like, fucking hell, you know what I mean? And then, so we're just left now, we're just a group of people around us who want to kill us.
Yeah.
Well, we've just caused all this chaos.
Yeah.
He's pissed off, and we're just in like a circle of people like, you know. I says to Lee, fuck this. So I went upstairs, got a cue. Snapped it. I says, here's our feel, Lee. I says, right, who fucking wants it? And we literally talked his way out in it. We'd
Yeah.
have been dead, we'd have been kicked to shit.
Yeah.
It was just like they wanted to kill us. But if you know about Americans, they just love to talk a good fight. I'm gonna fuck you up, you know. Like
As soon as that English accent comes,
Yeah.
as soon as that works up comes
yeah, but
out.
you're like, you what, pal? You know,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah.
You what,
And-
love?
Yeah, you know what I mean. But and we got out in it unscathed.
Yeah.
And I just says to Ali, I says, do you know how lucky we are? And he's just like, fucking hell, fight. We're really lucky to walk out that.
How did it go with Mickey when you next
Yeah.
saw him?
What was the?
Oh, he just he
story
was
after?
like placid. He says, got a bit out of hand last night, didn't he, Carl? You know, but like, oh, got way out of hand, man. Like, but in a calm manner. And I just looked at him. I says, you're a cock. I says, you left us in
Could
the
have
middle
been
of
killed.
that. I says, you were between me and you. I says, and you left me We were in the middle of that,
Yeah.
and you've just pissed off. He goes, well, I thought I'd best get out of here. And I just looked at him, and we ended up laughing about it a bit because it was just like, we got away unscathed. But I just said to him, you're a cock. You know, because he ended up hitting people on team and, being, Tony Trujillo, he hit him, roughed up people on team. But he was trying it with us, but I don't think he knew how to take us. Because I weren't taking his shit.
Yeah.
Just telling him straight, like, mate, you're just a cock.
Yeah.
And I said that to him, and I said, you're fucking shit on a skateboard, and you shit now. And he's like, can't talk to me. And I'm thinking I shouldn't have said that because he was like, you know what I mean, an error.
Yeah.
But I was just that angry at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, we were lucky that time.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's
Not always
brilliant.
been that lucky, like.
That's
We
a
were lucky
fucking
that
good
time.
I was just about to say, I
That
read
is
a
a good
story
story.
somewhere, I can't remember who or where it was, but it said the closing caption of it was Carl and Lee showing up the next morning with bandages around the fists.
No, I mean...
So they're two hard fuckers or something.
It was me, and then I had just this big, massive gash across my eyebrow where... Oh, he unscathed Mickey.
Yeah.
It was just me.
Yeah.
So I had this...
Oh, is that what they're referencing, like having the bandages?
Yeah, so I had like just a big, bulging, getting black eye already, and I had I think from punching glass, I cut my hand or something, and just stupid shit. Just that's why. I mean, that's why I'm with drinking. It's one of them things. It's just so bad for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've never been a good drinker. I could drink forever. Like I really love to drink.
But it doesn't technically mean you was a nice
But I
one.
were a cock.
Yeah.
And that's being honest. I was an absolute cock. Because it wouldn't matter who, I'd have a good drink. Say we have a drink now, lads, and all that. But then that one thing what sticks in your mind where they think they've said something wrong, you know what it's like.
Can't
You think,
get it out.
Fucking what? And then that's where I just had enough of drinking.
Yeah.
Just had enough.
Well, it's read that you stopped it and it's gone on for
Yeah.
so long. And it's also good, someone said to me, because I said a similar thing, it's also good that you can have a drink and then it doesn't continue.
The thing is now, if I ever had I hadn't had a glass of wine for about 3 years. And my wife says, oh, let's just have a glass of wine. That one was enough for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't have had another.
Oh, you were fucked up. You were.
I was just like, Jesus, that strong wine or what that?
Yeah.
No, it's about 4%. You know what I mean? But I was like, and then I started getting a bit of headache, but yeah, to where I used to drink is wait for pub door stopping at 11. Always, every day, if I weren't skating, go in there.
Yeah.
But on Fridays, it was like, go in at 11, stay in there all day, you just drink, play cards with old boys. That's what I used to do.
Yep.
Straight into town, all night. Straight over to Donny, all night. 8 till 8, it were like rave. Fucking rave. Oh, do you know what I mean? That says it all, doesn't it? And then, like, in morning, we'd have a few beers again. And then we'd just carry it on.
Yeah.
And it just got to a point where I was just,
Non-stop.
like,
cycle.
8.5 stone wet through and just, like, just looked at myself one day, for fucking hell, what am I doing? You know what I mean? And then I had a fighting workshop in town, and I was going to the gym at time, so I was pretty big.
Big lad.
Yeah, I got, I fucking went for it in gym.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it when I went in gym. But I was a cock. Because that's all I did, is I went scaffolding, come back gym. Every day.
Yeah.
That's all I did. Weren't smoking at time, just eating, fucking put 5 stone on in a year.
You're just working out with it.
Weighed nearly 18 stone, just unit.
Yeah.
Fighting with door staff, just a bit of a challenge when I was fucking hammered, because one of them said something to me missus, like.
Yeah.
And then they all jumped on me, so I'm fucking still going mad. Police show up, went to headbutt police officer. So, banned me from pubs for a year, and then fucking tried to do me for intimidation and inciting violence. So banned me over for 6 months.
Yeah.
But it was only when they went on CCTV and seen Dorman go at that towards me, is why I reacted and just palmed him like.
Yeah.
You fucking got in there. He deserved it, remember that. And it was that night, And then I in cells, and then my dad come and got me out cells. Bear in mind, I was a fucking grown man. He still come and got me. And he just looked at me and says, can't keep doing it. Enough's enough.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You know, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, my dad, he were a fighter. You know what I mean? He were a fucking hard bloke, my father, like. Big bloke and all. But he were like, only had to fight when he had to. Yeah. Because I were fighting for no fucking reason. Yeah. And when I got back, my wife just said, I'm leaving. Stop drinking or I'm leaving. You know.
And it worked.
And it worked. Because, you know, I've got kids at that time. And
how many kids you got?
Well, me, I got 4 lads. Got 1 daughter.
Fucking hell.
5 grandsons.
Jesus.
Which
Amazing.
lad did I meet in Sheffield?
That's Josh. He's the youngest lad.
Youngest, I thought, yeah.
So he's 22, and then I've got our Elliot, our Des, and our Jake.
So I can remember you knocked on the slugger door through COVID, and like you and your lad, and I was like, what the fuck does this tart want here? So I opened it, and I went, you're right, and you went, is Martin? And I was like, Martin ain't going to be in home now through COVID. Like it was just by chance because I was getting stock from the shop to send.
I remember, yeah. And
I was like, can I ask you who's calling? And you were like, tell him Carl Shipman, like, said hello. And I was like, fuck you, come in. Come in, Carl. Good to see you. That's when I first met you. And I was like, I think I called Martin or sent a picture, and I was like, Shipman just passed by. And when you left, I was like, straight in the group chat. Carl Shipman. I didn't dare ask him to film a trick, though.
I don't know. But yeah, it just stopped me drinking, full stop.
Yeah. Good.
Like, right, done.
Yeah.
It's hard, don't get me wrong, like, so I used to having a drink and a get up in the morning, and I just had enough. If you've already got, like, my wife tell me all the time, like, she won't mind me saying, you know what it's like, but like an addictive personality. Yeah. So if I smoked, I fucking smoked.
You go all in. Yeah.
I drank.
Exactly.
I fucking drank.
So there's a lot of people in skating like that. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but it kind of attracts that sort.
So when I used to go to the gym, I went to the gym, full bore.
Because I think to skate, you've got to go all in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but you commit yourself so heavily to that it follows.
Yeah. I mean, my drinking got worse when that happened with deporting and that. Yeah. Because...
Well, it was a massive blow to the skating.
I was just like, fucking, you know, what have I been doing over there for that long and not listening, and this is happening. And I'm just thinking, what fucking next? Yeah. I always look at things in a positive way. Well, you have to, really, don't you? Yeah. Everything happens for a reason. I met my wife. Yeah. To be like. Then
that was after the deportation.
Yeah, after I got deported, that's when I met my wife.
At the time, you probably thought, fuck this.
Yeah, because I was just pissed.
Yeah.
I was just angry at everybody and just fucking angry, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, which you would be.
And I was going out angry. I was going drinking angry. Stuff like that, do you know what I mean? And I could just see it unravelling. Yeah. I couldn't do anything about it. Because you think I'm in gym, you know what I mean? I've got this built up, you know, thought I were, you know what I mean?
Like big hot shit. Like
you know, and just like fueled with alcohol. Fueled with anger.
Yeah, the anger.
And it just all spiraled to that one pivotal point. Yeah. Where it took, you know, and then obviously I met my wife, and then this like I'd met my wife before, and then, you know, when I got deported, and then this happened a bit into me them couple of years. And it just all spiraled up to that point where I was just went out and exploded like. Yeah. You know, people in the street look at you and it's like, fucking don't. And I'm not like that. You know, I'm trying to be as laid back as I can. And, but at the time, I just don't mind saying it because I was just a cock. Yeah. Because I was angry.
No, it's good to admit those
things. And, you know, I was just it weren't an ego problem to where I thought, I deserve to be over there. Because I was always humble about being over in America. I always thought, fuck, it's a privilege being here.
But if it's something you enjoy and something you know really well, it's a massive loss because all your life's there.
Because I've got input in doing graphics, I've got input into doing with company. Do you think I'm starting these companies? So DC, there was only like I think 5 or 6 of us in the original lineup. So I'm one of them. So you're helping build your ideas into what this company you like. Not want it to be because it's a group effort. Yeah. But you want your little input.
Yeah, it
and
means
then it
a
just
lot.
all seemed like it would just Swiped off at table. You're over there now.
Especially as you've been telling them for a long time, you need to sort
Sort
this
your
out.
shit
That
out.
was the most part. That
Yeah, yeah.
You
So,
know.
how did you transition then to New Deal, and how did Stereo, the first
when
instance of Stereo, come to
so
an end?
when I went back to Stereo, the graphics had changed.
Yeah,
Doon and Jason's input weren't as
After those
prominent
2 years
after
of
them
the
2
ban.
years. So I'd kind of, you know, because bear in mind, this is at the time when everything's not so easy just to send over.
Yeah.
So you ain't got all the, you know,
yeah,
like now, it's just a click of a button, isn't it?
yeah.
You know, so everything's on the phone or, you know, faxing stuff over, you know. And some of the graphics, I went back and I was just like, fucking what's happened?
Mm.
You know, I've seen you've been sending me boards, but because I was back in England, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I think I was just over it. I was just over Stereo. It weren't the fact that I was over the skating from, I was just over the business side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you've fucked me over. And then I'm watching you send this. Some of the graphics were terrible. They just weren't Stereo.
Yeah.
Because they were artists who were doing graphics.
They've
They
always
were
had
like-
a really good art.
They've always had
behind it.
the import, to sit you down and say, what do you think of this car? What shape do you want? What concave? You know, really talk you through process and
A
involve you.
company that cares about it.
And it just went to such where you get like you will get skateboards where they just bang out graphics and it's just like, because that's just the thing at that time. But Stereo went from being the original like the high fidelity graphics and the you know, off of old vinyl covers,
Yeah.
and it just lost its way. And when I went back, I was talking to them, they're like, oh, welcome back, and just trying to make light on it. And I was just like, yeah, you've had no idea what I've been through for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
My life, fuck skateboarding. I said, fuck skateboarding. I said, I couldn't give a shit about skateboarding for you.
Yeah.
So I'm over it. I says, I just want to, my life's back in England now.
Yeah.
So I really weren't bothered, you know what I mean? Because I had the visa, I felt, well, I best go over there now anyway. So, and
Did
they
you get any shit when you first went over with the visa? Because of
Oh,
the,
no, mate, it's like red carpet.
Yeah.
God, you got one of them visas, it's a fucking blessing.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is how good that visa were that they ended up getting. So you've got all your queue for your passports.
Yeah.
And they'd always get customs officers like say, oh, wait for, you know, gladys. See me, Mr. Shipman, would you like to come this way, please? So, all right, where we're going? What's the matter? What have I done?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can just go through this entrance. You're allowed straight into the country. No questions, nothing.
Hmm.
Just your bag through, that's it.
Yeah.
Because you were performing. And they'd always say, what do you do for a living?
And you could say you were a
I
skateboarder
was-
this
I
time.
was a skateboarder. I'm a professional skateboarder. First time I'd said it
Yeah.
in all them years of going over to America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I was allowed to say, I'm a professional skateboarder. I earn a living in your country.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I got over to the other side and, you know, Mickey and them fucking idiots were all like, yeah, well, and then making light in it. And I sat down with Jeff Clinton. I just said, look, do you know what? I'm not happy. I says, reason, you know why I'm not happy? I says, but you brought out 3 Carl Shipman boards. You made the money to pay for visa. You sat me over in England for 2 years, which, nothing against England, but when you work for American companies, you
need to be around
You
it.
need to be around it.
You need to be in it. Yeah.
You need to be around it. You can't get the productivity in photographs and stuff like that in this country compared to what you could over there. It was
And
just the
surely
way.
it just sticks out like a sore thumb
Yeah,
as well. Like
so-
your videos and photos.
So it was just like I'd vanished. So when Tin Can Folklore came, second one, it was just, I filmed that part in, I think it were like 2.5 days. Just went out for 2 days skating. I said, just send it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't give a shit. You know, some people really pride themselves on the video parts. I was just pissed. I was
Yeah.
just like, send it. I couldn't care less.
So when you went back over after you were deported, was that the last time you went over? And when did you speak? Did you sit down with him and just say, "Look,
I sat down with him. I stayed on Stereo for a bit because obviously I had my visa and that.
Yeah.
I felt quite kind of obligated, but I was still pissed.
would that visa be stripped off you if you went straight over and quit?" Like,
Well, no, because it was for a year and then you have to renew it every year, which is just a phone
Okay.
call and say, yeah, it still works for us. That's it. Boom.
yeah,
Right.
okay,
So, but within like 4 or 5 months, I just said, look, and I said to Jason, I said, I've just had enough.
it's not me anymore.
I says, honestly, I don't even want to be in America. So I don't want to be here anymore. I've had enough. I said, my life's at home now. Life's in England.
And how did he take that? I guess he must have understood.
He understood. I
And
mean,
probably
Jason
saw
and
it
Doom
coming.
were like brilliant about it because they just totally understood what I've been through.
Yeah.
Did they have like a sit down heart to heart? Like, look, we know that we fucked up.
Oh yeah, I
And
mean, well, Jeff. I mean, I hate talking about him now, like with Jeff Clinton, that, but never once apologised for it.
Mm.
No, not like, oh, sorry, we did fuck up, sort of thing.
Like, take ownership.
Jason and
of it.
Doom, they knew but they was just employees.
Yeah.
As skateboarding, then there were no contracts. There's nothing. Just word of mouth could ended anything at any given time.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever in writing. I think it were people like Costin who did the first shoe deals with a contract or something like that.
Yeah.
But even
would've been
DC,
Did you, not have,
wouldn't
did
it?
you not have a contract at DC?
never had one contract. Never.
Fuck.
So at any given time, they could have dropped you anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Could have just called you up and be like, it's done.
Yeah. So there were never any contracts back then. It was just literally rad for us,
Yeah.
which is quite ironic, isn't it? When you think
Yeah.
about it? Because now I'm assuming it's, you got to have them contracts in place,
Hmm.
especially for bigger guys.
Yeah.
So, and then I'd had enough, and I think I went back home because I was just fed up. I just didn't want to be in America. Just had enough on it. Even hearing an American voice just boiled me piss. At that time, when you've been dealing with one phone,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
we're here to help you, man. And then when you go in over there, like, hey, and I was just like, I remember calling up my wife. Well, my missus at the time, she weren't my wife at that time. Like, but she might be 2 years. Yeah, she would have been just my wife. Yeah, she hate me saying that. And I just said to her, I've had enough. Fuck it, I'm coming home. I've had enough. And that rate, I just look, I've had enough that rate. So I left, got flight back, and obviously any boards that's still in production and they were going out still got royalties from them anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm still getting not my guarantee but my royalties.
Yeah.
And still, obviously, I was still riding for DC at the time. And then it was Steve Douglas who got in touch with me about a new deal. And I said, I don't know. It was because Steve Douglas asked me, that's why I wrote for him.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of respect for Steve. I liked him a lot.
Good lad.
Just a lovely bloke. I can't remember if we called me home or what. Anyway, and when my first trip out with New Deal to America, it were in that trip that I just said, you know what? I have just had enough.
Yeah.
I said to Steve, I just don't want to skate. I said, I kind of want to skate. I said, but I just don't want to skate for a company. I can't give you what you want. My heart's not in it to go out and shoot photos. I just want to enjoy skateboarding. I've had enough of dealing with the business side of things.
Yeah.
You're trying to bring me back in, and you gave me a board and paying me, and I feel like I'm taking the piss out of you by taking your money.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, your heart was with Stereo. That happened. It broke it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
if that didn't happen, your career and your life would have been.
It weren't just Stereo. It was Deluxe as a whole had lost away.
Yeah.
All the graphics, even, I mean, for all their companies they had in them, like Real, stuff like that, they all lost that bit of something.
Yeah.
And it took new people to come in with ideas, get
To
things back
bring
to
it
where
back.
they were. I mean, look at Real now. Look at the team's amazing.
One of the best teams, isn't it?
Amazing. You know what I mean? But our Stereo is now, it's just how they want it to be.
Yeah.
Full control and just enjoying skateboarding. So, I mean, they still do my reissue boards. They still...
I was going to ask that. You're still on the website as like the
it's a
legendary
classic. And I said to him, never expect me to do anything for you.
And they're okay with that, aren't they?
Yeah, and I was just brutally honest. I says, I'm not going to be sending you clips. I says, honestly, I'd rather you not have done me reissues, but they're like, nah, mate, you deserve it to be.
Well,
It's a
hopefully.
nice sentiment, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that they literally still keep me on website, and I haven't done anything for them. Because my heart, in my body, in my mind, I want to skate. I love to skate every day. You know, I still drive past things. I mean, nearly 50 years old. Going,
Yeah.
fucking love to skate that.
Yeah.
It's just with my back and my leg, because my leg goes into spasms sometimes.
Is that because of sciatica?
Yeah, so now I've got this disc that traps a nerve.
Yeah.
I've got to be super careful. Because I did the thing for Palace, didn't I, when they did the reissue at Jersey for DC Super Tour.
Yeah.
So I hadn't skated for, I can't remember how many years, but they wanted me to do a tray flip on bang.
Yeah.
And after I'd done that, I went absolutely fucked. You know, my leg,
Yeah.
week after, I just cramped. I just thought, fucking hell.
You know, if you'd have come during the day and it'd been dry, we would have been the same. Do the tray flip outside for us.
Yeah, but you said that, didn't you?
We need
And
to
I
see
was like,
that.
at the time, I was like, yeah, because you never really lose how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just your legs tell you something.
Your
different
body's
to your
different.
mind.
Yeah. Your mind says yes.
You know,
your body
but
says no.
with my job and all is obviously it's an hard job. You're lifting
Yeah.
all day. So, you know what I mean? It's just
Sometimes you
I've got
can't
to look
afford it
after
with a
bit,
tray
you know.
flip. Like,
I know,
what
innit?
Like, you
So-
can't fuck yourself on a
I'm
tray
not
flip.
thinking about that because I just said lads that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I do injure myself, but when I did get sciatica and my leg went, I had to literally, because my truck was an automatic, is just literally just drive around to jobs and just say, right, that's it. Or game a dresser, and I just couldn't do it 5 months.
Yeah.
My
It's a long time,
my leg
man.
lost all its muscle. Just weird, horrible. And if anyone's ever had a bad back,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, because the pain is just something else.
Well, if Jason Lee's listening to this, which I hope that I like to think that maybe him or Pastras would be listening. That's how angry I am. Keep the fucking reissues coming. Keep them coming because
mean,
we want to see them.
He said to me, I've got royalties. I must have a decade's worth of royalties.
Send them my way if you
But
don't want them.
I just haven't had it in me to
Yeah.
accept them.
Yeah. Which is a humble thing to do.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like now I run a business and it's, you know, it's doing well. And
Why don't you get the
Your sons-
royalties, buy a load of complete skateboards, go back to your neighbourhood, give all the kids brand new
Oh,
complete.
I
yeah.
know, innit?
I'll
Innit?
film
The
that.
Carl
I mean,
Shipman
let me
Foundation.
film
To be
that.
fair, because I've been out on it for so long, it could be $100. You know what I mean? But he says, we've got these royalties for you. This last time I spoke to him, a bit of gun now, and he said, you got a PayPal? I said, I don't know, whatever. I just mumbled on phone. I said, whatever, I'll talk to you soon.
Tell him to give it to Ben Raymer's foundation. Or
I know,
something.
I
Yeah,
said,
you could do that.
exactly.
That'd be amazing.
Another legend,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But how? I know we kind of breezed past it. How long was the New Deal thing for? How long?
I think, I don't
Was
I
it fairly
think
short?
It was fairly short, yeah. I know I had,
And you told him straight up, like, look,
I just told him, I'm just, because he started saying to me, look, we need.
Yeah, we need when.
And I'm like, I can't. I don't ever regret anything in skateboarding. Because to me, it was just skateboarding.
Yeah.
I don't regret not going to America with Flip. I don't regret not riding for Plan B. It's your path.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But the people I've met along the way make everything worthwhile. Because it's the people you meet, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the people you skate with, the people you meet, that's just what it's about.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think if you lose that, you lose sight of what you really did start skateboarding for. Me personally, anyway.
Wait, hold on a sec. We need to talk about sponsoring this episode of the Brain Drain Show, the podcast you're enjoying listening to right now. Toby, who is it?
Today's show sponsor is Heathen Skateboards.
Let's just cut to the chase. Let's hand it over to the Crowman to explain all the details. In 3, 2, 1.
Listen up, Grebos. You know how much I love you, yeah, you, specifically. Well, I've got a beautiful gift for one of you from round the back of my nest. A special hand-picked hidden package including a board, some clothes and a peck of other goodies. All you have to do to enter is follow at Heathen Skateboards on Instagram and comment Crowman lives on the pinned post. Kiss my beak. Bye.
Oh, he's a bit intense, isn't he?
Yeah, let's just go back to the show.
Back to the show.
We'll get rounding it up, but I think a good one is the lads or all the kids. Do they know the impact that you've had on skateboarding? Like, as it came gradually, like, because I could imagine they would have set up an Instagram with loads of messages like, "Carl, you skating, Carl." Like,
I'm always humbled when people say that to me
yeah,
about impact skateboard. So to me, I never did.
You did.
That's just me. I never think that, and that's not because I want praise for him, because I just seen it as skateboarding.
Yeah.
So when people say that to me, it's quite humble. It's like, oh yeah, cheers. You know what I mean? But I never know how to take it because my time in skateboarding could have been so much longer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But cut short with something out of my control at the time, and then I made things worse. With drinking, stuff like that. And so when people say that, it's nice to hear. You know what I mean? But it's like...
But it goes back to that thing. It's like, it's how you did it that people remember in skating. You know what I mean? Like your footage is strong.
But do you know what? Do you know what?
I mean?
Do you know what I remember? What I take from skateboarding is I remember it used to be Derby Storm here, didn't there?
Yeah.
Right. So I just used to pop over every now and then, just at night, just have a session, be on my own sometimes. And there were this group of lads, and I don't know this kid's name, but he had an interview on something. I can't remember what it were now. They were just kids at the time, and they had like a little cafe area, didn't they? So I was getting a cup of tea, and I could see him like
Nudging his mate.
That's Carl Shipman. I'm like, fucking hell. It's embarrassing. Please, you know what I mean? I'm just coming here for a skate. Hey, lads, you all right? He says, yeah, we're all right. So I sat down with him, spent an hour with him, just talking about shit.
Yeah.
And then later on, I think one of the kids got quite good and he had an interview and that's what stuck in his mind.
Yeah.
Now, for me, that's more rewarding to have took that time out. Because I used to do that a lot. You know, if kids wanted to chat, I'd go and have a chat with them. Or so I'd go and hang out. Say if I were having a fag out, cut side, and you get to talk to someone. Sometimes you can end up with a couple of hours talking about cool shit, can't you?
Yeah.
So it were the people I met, I always see, and the impact that he said about me just taking that time out there, that humbled me more than anything.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, bless him, that's lovely. Do you know
Toby said the same thing loads of times. Like, you have a good experience with like a
Yeah.
pro skater or a skateboarder that you look up to, stays with you forever.
I've had
Same
some,
if
yeah,
they've been a dick.
I've
like,
had some bad ones, you know, with
Yeah.
like pros when, you know, when I first met him, I always remember Stevie Williams, skating Pier 7.
Right, this is what we're here for. Come on, let's see.
Right?
What
So I've
Stevie
got
Williams
this little
do?
woolly hat on, but I know Josh anyway, Callus as well. So, and he's there dressed like a 5-year-old kid, baggy jeans, fucking outside. Because that's the way I looked at it, right? I just had like cargos on, a little woolly hat.
Yeah.
And he's like, look at me. I'm like, fucking hell, I'm just cruising around. He comes up to me, his first words are, you Muslim? I'm like, what?
Yes, if you're Muslim.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck are you on about? Because my hat was like a small little,
Yeah.
you know, just above my ears.
Yeah.
Like a small knitted thingy, but with no turn up on.
Yeah.
So he just looked like a, fuck no, he thought he was a Muslim. I said, what the fuck are you on about? And I looked at him, I said, what are you on about? I said, who the fuck are you anyway? You know, I knew we were like, but I just said, who the fuck are you?
It's a good one to say.
Yeah, I said, he's just being awkward, mate. You know what I mean? And I could see Josh in the background, Callus like, and he's looking over. And he says, well, just look like he said something really shitty to me. I says, well, you look like a 10-year-old fucking boy.
Yes.
You know, and then Josh come over and he's like, no, it's cool, Steve, we're all cool.
Yeah.
And I said to Josh, get your kid and fuck off. So that's what I used to call him, your kid. You know what I mean? Get your kid and fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
you know, fucking attitude like that. You know, fuck you, like.
Yeah.
And you get them shitty experiences with people and you just think, you don't ever give them time of day again.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Stevie Williams after that?
No. I don't think I ever seen him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell you, best one we're Gonz.
Yeah.
Lausanne comp.
Yeah.
Lausanne. And I'm sat round table, there's me, Jason, Rudy Johnson and Gonz. Sat having a drink. I think Gonz were drinking fucking lemon tea or something. We're all drinking pints, you know what I mean? Jason's got a glass of wine, Rudy's got a beer, I've got a beer. Just talking about stuff. About skateboarding, just life in general. Because Gonz is quirky as, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
But him and Jason were like, so fucking funny to see, going back and forth with their sense of humour were just like,
Yeah.
what am I watching? So then Mark's talking about backflipping on this pyramid. What? It's like, will you spot me? Will you spot me, man? Will you jump on and, you know, when I go upset and I'm like, what? And Rudy's looking at me and just like, as if to say, just ignore him, he's on one. Right? So anyway, got on with him. Left Lausanne. I'm at my mum's in England. 3 foot of snow outside. That's how long ago it were. Get a phone call. Because we exchanged numbers and that. So this is like a month down the line something. There's a Mark on phone. She said, "You'll call me mum's, right?" What? And I'm thinking Baines or fucking, you know, my other mate Mark. I'm like, all right, yeah, come down and it's Gonz. I'm on the phone. Mark who? It's like, Mark Gonzales, don't make me say it. I'm like,
Hey, dude.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, fucking what? I'm like, all right, mate, how you doing? He's like, yeah, I'm in Leon, and I found this super cool underground multi-story car park to go skate. Dude, do you want to come over? And I'm like, I'm in England. You're in France. There's 3 foot of snow. He's like, yeah, it's snowing here as well, man. But I thought it was just super cool. I know you're local. I'm like, Mark, I'm in England. You're in France. And he literally, and I shit you not, he laughed on the other end of the phone. He says, maybe next time, man, I'll take care of something like that. And then just put the phone down.
Fucking hell.
And I'm like, I said to Mum, do you know what to wear? Mum's like, who was it? It sounded really quirky on phone. I said, Mark Gonzales. And she's looking at me like, who? What do you wear? Do you know him from skateboarding or something like that? You know what I mean? I'm like, Mark Gonzales. Imagine President, like, you know, Prime Minister calling you up, Mum.
Yeah.
He's the general, like, he's the man who pretty much paved a way. So
that's the fucking best things with mums, isn't it? Is like
if
you
get
give them any name
yeah.
and they're like, have I met him?
I know. So if you get any surreal moment, that was mine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've never been starstruck, but when you see Gonz and you just think video days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you think, like we were talking about slapping a curb at night as you get laughed about.
Yeah.
Gonz could do it any day of week. Through 90s, 2000s.
Gonz could skate however he wanted.
And he just looked like, who gives a shit? He's the best, you know what I mean? Like the admiration and that. And I used to get these surreal moments all the time. Like, got to call up my mum's again. Ethan Fowler. Hey up, Ethan, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I'm in Doncaster.
I'm in Donny.
I says, what? He says, I think I've missed my stop. I'm in Doncaster. What the fuck are you doing in Doncaster?
Where was he going?
I'm coming to see you. I'll be with you in about half an hour. I've got to drive there now, mate. You've gone a few stops past me. Yeah, I'll be at, he said, some random landmark. I said, just wait at the train station. You know, because he'd gone off wandering. Because we like that, Ethan, very quirky. And he just ended up staying for quite a few months, just at me and my mum's and skating with me every day around.
And you didn't know he was coming?
They had no idea we were coming. He just turned up. I'm in Doncaster. And I'm like...
Imagine if you were like, I'm in the States.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm in America.
I mean, obviously, you knew I'd come back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd been back 3 months. And then I could have been going back. We just turned up. I'm in Doncaster.
He just come to hang out?
Yeah, just come to hang out. I think you were like 16 at the time.
Yeah.
So we just went skating Wakefield. Then he's another one. I introduced him to lads down local boozer. Because my mates down boozer weren't skaters.
Yeah.
They were just lads. Lads weren't
Were the lads like still doing that skateboarding thing
yeah,
then, Carl?
Still on the ear, Puff. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Have a good laugh about it, like, and you know, you're still skateboarding now, are you? 23.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
hey, fucking Jason Lee retired at 22 or something, didn't he? Did he say in an interview?
the thing is, your shelf life's so short in skateboarding.
Yeah.
It all depends how you look at it and how you want to go about it. If you're there for the career purposes, which I don't know, about what? 24, 25.
Yeah.
But now
it's a bit different now, isn't it?
People
I mean,
look after the sense better
going.
now, you see.
I mean, Lance Mountain and all those guys are still going.
Still going at their age. And they didn't stretch when they were younger, let's have a break. But I admire them. I'm one of them people, if I can't do something that as I used to do it, I lose patience with it.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible, doesn't it? Because skateboarding, I just love to cruise on one. Just love the feeling of it.
Yeah.
But then I always want more.
Yeah.
And then my body tells me I can't, I'd start getting pissed with me send, you know what I mean?
It's the addictive personality.
Yeah, it's like, last time I went to the house, I fucking ate.
Smashed out a tray fakie on the
yeah,
bank.
I did a backside tail slide mini ramp, I just kept on going.
Yeah. That circulated
You know what I mean?
around. I was like, fucking hell. Because it were like you, Baines, a couple of the other lads, weren't it? Was it like you had like a...
Yeah,
had like a lock-in, didn't you?
A lock-in, yeah. Yeah, God.
Well, it's still a joy to see you rolling around on a board when you do.
I'll tell you what, mate. Let's talk about who's good in skateboarding now.
Fucking hell, I mean.
Well, I'll tell you my favourite skateboarder.
Yeah, go on. Give me your top 5.
Anthony Durrell.
Right.
Amazing. Julian Stranger.
Yeah.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis McCann,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm not doing the stereotypical here. I'm talking about people I've really liked to watch.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to say Jason Lee, just because it's
Has to be.
amazing style. Guy Mariano,
Yeah.
Yep. Still out there. Still
just for
crushing.
simple reasons, so far ahead. Had breaks in skateboarding, are just so good.
Mhm.
And then Gonz.
Yeah.
From England, Curtis, Paul Carter, Jerome. And I'll say Jerome because videos never did him justice.
Yeah.
But to see him skate, sick
Yeah.
his style. But then like Paul Carter, I love the way he skated.
Yeah.
Because he was ahead of his time,
Yeah.
power-wise. Like the way he skated.
Wasn't Carter originally from Bradford? Or he lived in
Bristol,
Bradford?
wasn't it? Oh,
Yeah, but I think one of his parents lived in Bradford.
yeah.
He was up there for a bit because he had some footage when we were editing the Wisdom video that was shot in Bradford, but then he moved to
I don't
Bristol.
know. All I remember is I seen him skate a few times, and I always had, I just thought, I like the way he skates.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go on, couldn't you? You got Benny Fairfax, you got Chewy, loose style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's loads out there. You don't want to leave anyone out.
The skateboarding's
I mean,
an endless
Baines-
list.
You know what I mean? Baines, you know what I mean? He did some shit, sick
Yeah.
shit.
You could say the whole Blueprint team.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I shouldn't have ever rode for him.
Yeah. How
Just because my heart weren't in it. I didn't want to ride. I felt sorry for
was
him.
that quite brief?
Yeah, because I didn't want to ride for him.
Yeah.
I did and I didn't, if you know what I mean. And I felt sorry for any company that got me after my meltdown,
Yeah.
you know, or just being pissed because we just weren't in it. I was just trying and not enjoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped it all,
You
I
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it so much more.
Yeah.
Because there's things are done on a skateboard that will never see a film or footage or, you know, a frontside flip to the Gonz gap at Embarcadero. But I nearly broke my foot. And then I landed on it, it flipped out, so I didn't ride away. But you're not going to see them
Yeah.
things because they was just in a session
Yeah.
enjoying it. And it's
Yeah.
the smallest gap. It's just awkward
Yeah.
because you're pushing on that. And it's, there's loads of things like, I wish I'd have got on camera, but then I think, well, what's it matter?
It's life, innit?
Yeah.
What's it matter now?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy in that scaffolding,
Yeah.
running
Yeah.
a business, and you know that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. I always see it this way. Now, I don't deserve to have a board out on anybody now because I don't do anything. But you know that's the way I see it. But I found it because of the graphic that we're on about doing. I found it quite humorous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's just the stage of your life you're at where that's the way I look at skateboarding now. If I were-
Yeah.
Can
And
you
you
just
said
stick it
that-
side by side with the other one so we can see
Ah,
the
It's
comparison?
on that side. There you go.
And you said to do that graphic, you wanted them to talk to Jason Lee and approve everything and okay everything.
Well, wait, words. I said talk to Stereo or talk to Doom.
Yeah.
Because I said it's only fair, you know, and they understood that anyway. They were going down that road anyway. But I says, me personally, it don't bother me. I says I think it's quite, because I always liked the original graphic.
Yeah.
I always liked that graphic.
Yeah, that's
I found that quite fitting.
yeah.
You know what I mean? At minute like, and plus they were really, smarty, isn't it? Yeah, fucking hell, I don't want to forget his name, but lovely bloke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had a good chat with him, and they do think if you're going to do anything like, do it right way, don't you? And just ask.
Yeah.
Is that one of the first ones pressed? Because I've only just seen on Instagram that they were pressing them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because me mate Mark, who were on about with other boards,
Yeah.
he was fuming because he was promised one like with me. So yes,
Nice.
Well, I think on that note we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's been an amazing.
There's
amazing.
always more, mate, isn't there? But I'll be.
Well, you can come back for round 2.
Yeah,
yeah, you could do, couldn't you?
Yeah, we can do a round 2.
Wait till get some nice weather. Come through, have a little roll
Have a
around
little
outside.
slappy
Yeah.
Have a little slappy and then we'll get round 2 out
I
here.
think that'll be about me Barry now. That.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
It's been a
fucking
pleasure,
rad.
lads. Honestly, really enjoyed it.
It's been a real good conversation. I think
Yeah, nice
finally now everyone can stop DMing us
Yeah.
and saying,
Yeah.
"Where are you getting shit, man?"
So why didn't you talk about what I want him to talk about?
No, they can get fucked.
But on that note, make sure. Thank you for watching this episode. Make sure you
Yeah,
like, comment,
big
share,
up, big
subscribe. And I know that I just said people can stop DMing us, but DM us who you want to see on the show.
Yeah, keep
And
it going. Keep it going.
Any parting words of wisdom.
Not really.
Don't be a
Fucking,
cock.
Just don't
Don't
be a cock. Yeah. Just
Can
enjoy
you look
it,
at that
innit?
camera and say, "Don't be a cock"? I've been Carl Shipman.
Don't be a cock. I've been Carl Shipman.
Nice one.
It is though, isn't it? That's how you should
Yeah,
live your life.
fucking
innit?
too
Don't
right.
be a cock.
Right, let's go film a new video part.